We welcome you to the Volano Beach Pier in St. Augustine, Florida for the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Sean Salisbury with you this afternoon along Florida's first coast. Philip Green will join us shortly dockside. Can't beat that look. Seeing what our teams are up against today in our one-day tournament. It's been a hot one all week in Jacksonville and all throughout this area down in St. Augustine. 88 degrees in the air, and what does that do to the water? Not as hot, but that temperature all along the coast sitting in the low 80s. Going to be a little bit more difficult for our fishermen who have been out on the water, some since 5 in the morning catching live bait, and a little bit of relief through the air, some wind scattered along the coast as well. We're stretching right now in St. Augustine at about 11 miles per hour. And taking a look at what our competition field was dealing with today, it's a unique tournament and a nice revamp from tournament organizer Paul Dozier a couple of years ago, thinking that the 3 miles from the coast can be a great equalizer from our professional teams and some of our family teams that are going out here for all kinds of fun. About 500 different teams expected for this event today, ranging from fishing in the Fernandina area all the way down to Daytona Beach. And with that, let's bring in our man, Phil Green, who is on the scene. What have you been looking for so far, Phil?
Sean, good afternoon. It is a beautiful day here at Volano Beach. We already have fish coming in. The boats are lining up. Today is going to be an unbelievable day. We have 521 boats who participated today. They've been out fishing all day long. And let me tell you something. They're all waiting for us. We're going to bring them in one after the other. And somebody, Sean, is going to win a mighty big prize today.
Oh, you know how much that's worth, Big Phil. $100,000, the estimated value of a yellowfin boat. Man, I want what he's having because Phil is bringing it now. But we're going to check in with Phil all throughout the afternoon. I hope you can keep this up till 5:30, my friend.
Hey, listen, I'm ready. When you see, look, we got another one coming in right now. Here comes another one right now. This is so exciting. Here, wait, hey, let me tell you something, Sean, right here. Look right here, Sean. We got another one in the box right here. If this is the way this thing is going to start, you can imagine what it's going to end like, Sean. Wait, Sean, look at this. Look at this right here, Sean. Here's another one. He don't even need a bucket for his.
A man's catch here. We're already hearing the biggest catch off the bat.
Look at the size of that thing.
What a view, what a scene. We will be here all afternoon in St. Augustine. That temperature, 88 degrees. We can expect something about 500 teams entering. That's what it was last year. And we can hear potentially some record-breaking fish. You'll want to keep an eye because these kingfish, especially around this area where kingfish normally caught from as far north as North Carolina all the way down to the Florida Keys, our fishermen today looking for that prize-winning fish maybe in the low 40s. Last year's competition taking place in the same week. The number one fish brought in by the boat, Real Breeze, at 38 pounds and 0.31 ounces. So that 30-pound average is really where we're going to sit. But impressive work nonetheless throughout this one-day tournament.
This is the old school kingfish we all grew up with. What a gorgeous beach fish.
Potentially in the money, right there, 30 pounds. Another one, look at the size of this beast right here. This thing's about to eat that 30-pounder. I'm going to tell you that, Sean.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. Phil, can you give us a guess on how big that fish is about to be?
The one that he's holding looks like it's about 150 pounds.
That's it?
No, just teasing. It's not that big. It's got 150 teeth in it, I'll tell you that. It's got 150 teeth right there. Look at that thing. My gosh. What'd you catch that thing on?
Ribbon fish, right?
Ribbon fish.
Yeah, ribbon on a downrigger.
How was the fishing out there today?
Slow, except for this one. Worth doing.
Let's see what you got here. They're going to get that thing ready. They're going to put it on the weigh scale and see what we got and see if we're already got people ready to make some money here today or win a boat. My gosh.
That is the grand prize. A boat estimated at about $100,000 thanks to our friends over at Yellowfin.
$27.8, not quite as big as that other one, but boy, it sure looks like it.
27.8, unofficially in second place. A nice beach fish.
Hey, Sean, I wanted to tell you that very first fish, that guy was on a jet ski, caught that thing.
Just absolutely incredible. You never know what this weather can bring, and that's the beauty of this tournament, huh, Phil?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, anybody can win this thing. It's just a matter of luck nowadays, all right? Because it doesn't matter if you have a big boat, doesn't matter if you have a small boat, doesn't matter if you have a paddle boat, doesn't matter if you're on a bicycle out there. If you catch one of these giant kingfish, you're liable to win a whole lot.
Phil, I feel like you can jump in the water and just take a fish down with your bare teeth.
Listen, if I had to do it for a $100,000 yellowfin boat, I would be all about it, Sean.
Well, Phil Green about that life. He will be checking in with all of our competitors coming up through the dock. They have until 5 o'clock to be present here and have their fish weighed. They will close it down at 5:30, so that's the time left you see in the top left corner. That's a man right there carrying his fish over his shoulders. That's what we're hearing. It can be a little bit of a tough day.
Look at this thing.
You can always tell when they come up in the
You get a
bag,
look at some of the calm waters for now. We're seeing rain coming throughout the area. And how about a 31-pounder coming up right now?
Females, and if you look at the curvature of her stomach.
Hey, Sean, we got a leader on the
looks
board.
like she may be just spawned out. She may have weighed even more. But 3103 is a gorgeous fish.
Look at that thing.
You can see in the blue shirt, just on screen for a moment, that was Paul Dozier, tournament organizer. He has had so much pride in making a couple of tweaks to his original tournament that started in 2011. Now going more old school, and that is getting your live bait on fishing day. Now there was an option to purchase dead bait like ribbon fish, like one of our previous contestants mentioned, ahead of time, but you could either throw out a net, throw out your line, get some fish or get some bait as early as 5 a.m. and then at 7 a.m. in our tournament field, that is when you could start fishing for our king mackerel today. We should see some great kingfish, but keep an eye. That upper 30, low 40s going to be where that top fish will stand above the rest of the competition.
Hey, Sean, I got the guy who's the leader of the pack right now. He just put up a 31-pound fish, right?
31-pound 8, I believe.
31.8. He wants to make sure he's right there at the top of the heap, which you are, sir. What'd you catch that thing on?
Ribbon fish.
Ribbon fish. And how was the conditions out there today?
Sporty this morning. Turned out to be an excellent day.
Very nice. And did you have any lucky charms you used?
This guy, that guy.
This guy, you're the lucky charm?
Yeah, I am actually, yeah.
And what's your name?
Hayden.
Hayden. And what makes you a lucky charm, Hayden?
I went on the boat today and we caught a monster, so I think that qualifies.
It qualifies as a lucky charm. Did you have anything? Did you have lucky charms for breakfast, Hayden?
No, I had a donut.
Had a donut.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the lucky charm. Sean, let me tell you something. If you eat donuts before you go out king fishing, you too can catch a monster.
31 pounds, that's nothing to laugh at. A lot to be proud of, like we will be saying throughout the rest
Sean,
of the day.
It's 31.8. 31.8. He already told me. Don't mix it up.
31.8, well, that would have been near the top 10 of last year's field. So even though we should see some bigger fish, and we know 30 pounds is right around that average for kingfish, still impressive nonetheless, because this is a one-day tournament. But that is exactly what Paul Dozier is looking for, huh, Phil? These family teams coming in, doing it as one unit.
I'm going to tell you what Paul Dozier's looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you right now, early on in this thing, to the man, the myth, the fishing legend himself. This is Mr. Paul Dozier, right?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. How you doing, buddy?
How's it feel today, buddy?
It feels good. A little warm, but we're holding off the weather right now. No thunderstorms in the western sky yet, so we feel good about it.
Tell us a little bit about how you managed to make this old school Kingfish tournament the legend that it is.
Well, we found what the fishermen wanted, obviously. They've come out in droves 3 years in a row now, 521 boats. I think it's certainly the largest kingfish tournament in the state of Florida, if not in the whole country.
So that makes you the kingfish of all the kingfish.
I don't know about that, but fishing's been good today. A lot of fish caught, so we're going to have a good weigh-in.
And we got 521 registered boats, correct?
Yes, sir. Maybe 520 and one registered jet ski.
That's what I was going to ask you. Does he have to pay the same amount as the rest of them?
He does. He does.
That's good. That's good. And how many folks you got working on your team here? There's a ton of people that are all been putting in hours and hours and days and months to get ready for this fantastic event.
Yes, sir. I have really, really good friends. There's no doubt about that. All our volunteer corps and my wife, she busted her tail and doing this and getting us ready for this. And it's a one-day tournament, but it's about a one-year project, really.
Oh yeah, and so can you explain just a little bit about kind of how we got from where it was to where it is now?
Well, I used to run a tournament called the Northeast Florida Kingfish Shootout, and it was an extended time tournament where boats could pick their days, and it was a good tournament, 130, 140 boats, but I kind of thought that there was a market for this, and I kind of thought it would be well received. And honestly, it was better received than I would have ever dreamed. I would have done this a long time ago. But
well, all I can tell you is everybody I've talked to already, they have been so excited about being a part of this old school Kingfish tournament because they feel like some of the other Kingfish tournaments, some of the teams, some of the big boats, they have a little bit of an advantage. And this one, nobody has an advantage. It could be anybody's game.
Well, that's the beauty of it, and that's truly what we tried to accomplish, and I think we have. It's a level playing field. The little boats can compete against the pro boats, and everybody's got to fish the same waters. Everybody's got to catch their own bait, and everybody's got the same chance. And we've had family fishing teams win this tournament the first 2 years, and hopefully we see some more of that today.
So let's go ahead and just put a bet down on the table. How much is the winning fish going to weigh today? And you need to be within a half ounce.
A half ounce is all. I'll go 44. I'm going to go 44 pounds today.
44 even.
40. How about 44.26?
44.26. You heard it right here. He knows more about it than anybody else in the United States of America. If he's right, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to win a teddy bear. All right? But somebody is going to win a $100,000 yellowfin boat. Is that right?
That is correct. Someone will drive home with a $100,000 yellowfin boat tomorrow morning at the awards. So
just hook it right to the back of their truck and off they go.
Go on to the house, yes.
Love that. Love that. What's prize number 2?
Prize number 2 is an awesome Garmin electronics package. Actually, prize number 2, is a 115 horsepower Yamaha outboard, thanks to our friends at Atlantic Coast Marine. And 3rd and 4th are Garmin electronics packages plus cash, and then we have a cash payout to 25.
Hold on, not just the plus cash part. Let's talk about really the cash.
Yeah, 4,000. I think 3rd is 4,000 plus a big Garmin package that's worth 12 or 14 grand, and 4th is 2,000 in the Garmin electronics package. And then I don't remember exactly, but the tournament within a tournament, the winner of that or a $100 bet will win about $15,000 on that.
$15,000. This is not
on top of the boat.
On top of the boat. This is no chump change. This is a serious business.
No, sir, and a modest entry fee, $250. So it's really that's why it's so good.
So really, you rub a couple of quarters together, and the next thing you know, you could be walking out of here virtually a millionaire.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Well, you're going to feel like a millionaire, and somebody today is going to feel like that. Already, look, we've got people lining up to come down the dock. We've got people bringing in fish. I mean, right away, they were ready to go, weren't they, Paul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll have this. Wait till about 3:30. You'll see there'll be a zoo out here. So.
Going to have a zoo.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we love zoos. Sean spends a lot of time over at the Jacksonville Zoo, and he likes to see the jaguar exhibit. Isn't that right, Sean?
Yeah, and the giraffe, so we don't discriminate around here. All the animals, all the love. You know what? Maybe even that 3:30 mark too, Phil, will give you enough time for a little nap so you can keep this energy for 3.5 hours.
This energy is easy when you see the environment that's going on out here. There's families that are coming up. There's kids with long hair and sunglasses wearing hats that are got big fish in their hands that they're just thinking, hey, if this is the one that we need, we are nothing but in the money.
Oh, that's the beauty of this entire setup because, as Paul mentioned, we're so grateful for the tournament organizer to give Phil our time and our broadcast because he's really going over, but he is not, he's being a little too kind and what this tournament means because as we see a near 18-pounder be weighed at this moment, a little just past 215 here in St. Augustine, Florida. There are separate divisions for women and junior anglers, 15 and under. So we can expect those two kids will be near the top of their respected field. And they caught that fish on their own. If they are weighing it, that means those kids right there caught it. We check in at our leaderboard right now through our first handful of fish weighed. She ain't no good, up to no good right now. That should be a weight that will keep them in contention, not just for a cash prize, because as Paul mentioned, first place to 25th is in the money some way, somehow, among our 521 boats going out on the water. I guess that does include the one jet ski for now. But 44.26 pounds, that is Mr. Dozier's guess. We'll see how close we get as it looks like another junior angler going to try to bring his kingfish up to the scale.
Hey, Sean, I got our number one on the leaderboard, junior angler here. What's your name, young man?
Brody Musa.
Tell me one more time.
Brody Musa.
Rowdy Musa.
Brody.
That's what I said.
You said Browdy. Brody.
Tell me about catching that fish.
It was fun. Super fun.
What was the secret?
I don't know. Just passed by my friend Manny's boat over and over.
And what were you using to catch that thing?
What were you using?
That was a ribbon fish on that one.
Ribbon fish.
Ribbon fish. And what are you going to do if you win the big money?
Keep it for myself.
No, we're going to split it all up.
All right. The angler says he's going to keep it all. The daddy says, oh, no, we're going to split it all up because guess who paid for the fuel, right?
That's right.
You did. You get the lion's share. Good luck. We'll hope to see you in a little while when we get ready to crown the winner. Way to go. Listen, it's unbelievable what's going on out here, Sean. There's kids, there's women, there's all kinds of people standing around. The place is virtually a zoo like we talked about before, and it's only going to get better.
All right, looking forward to it. Keep in mind, our junior angler division winner, thanks to Bad Company Adventures, they will receive a full-day fishing charter on the 44-foot Bad Company boat, and then there will be prizes and trophies for 2nd through 5th place. And that is the point of junior anglers. They are doing all the work themselves. They can get a little bit of assistance bringing the kingfish onto the boat, obviously with a lot of those sharp teeth in our fish today that we've already seen thanks to our camera crew and Phil on the scene over by the weigh-in. It can be a little tricky, but that is the only time. It is really up to these kids to bring and reel them in. And so that is what Paul has been looking for in trying to revamp this tournament as of 2 years ago. And yeah, there are some big prizes. Nearly $200,000 worth of prizes will be handed out tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the prize ceremony. But today is the one day for fishing. There was the captain's meeting last night where everybody got the rules and regulations. It is based on the honor system, but it is a very smart system that Paul and his wife Lauren and the rest of their group put together, because you can go out of any dock, pier, whatever, leading up to the 7 a.m. start today, or 5 a.m. I should say, if you were trying to get your live bait. But as we've heard from a lot of our fishermen, they're using the ribbon fish, the dead bait, which could have been purchased leading up to the 7 a.m. start, trying to get those kingfish this morning. The weigh-in started at 2. It will end at 5:30. The awards party, as previously mentioned, will be tomorrow morning, afternoon, I guess right around that brunch time at the St. Augustine Fish House and Oyster Bar, a great venue to host that captain's meeting last night. And, of course, all the handouts for the prizes tomorrow. Trying to see more and more. Team number 194 coming in.
16.65 for boat 194. I tell you, if that doesn't seem like a very impressive weight, you got to realize all these boats have to fish in the same pond. You have to be between Ponce Inlet and Fernandina, no more than 3 miles offshore, and somehow we packed 521 boats in that area today, and these guys managed to pull out a nice fish.
Yeah, you can hear our announcer
Sean,
on the scene.
I need to tell you something. We have this is a unique situation that we've got right here. I want to see if we can get our cameraman over here. This guy has gone. This young man right here has gone and caught this fish. Would you believe? Look at this, if you would, please. Sean, have you ever seen anything like it? This is a master fisherman. If you've ever seen one, all we want to do is make sure we don't weigh him. Right?
Well, I want to see.
We can weigh them together. Look, see, he's looking at it. He's like, this is my fish.
Phil, can we see who's taller, the fish or our kid here?
That's
our master angler.
We're going to find out. Well, this is not even a game. We know who's taller. That fish is taller. I don't know how this child is a junior angler. I don't know how he even brought that fish in, but he did. Look, they're going to stand him up and see. Look at now. There you go. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Sean. Hey, listen, and you know what? We just got another one that came up here on the dock. It's got 2 fish in the bucket. So this is what we are expected to see from now until the end of the day, Sean. 1 fish after the other fish after the 3 fish after the 4 fish. And we got a new leader, Sean. 21.54.
Jackson, how old are you?
Jackson caught this thing.
How old are you, Jack? Dax, I'm sorry, how old are you? Are you 3? Not yet. Man, 21-pound fish at 2 years old. That's pretty impressive.
Sean, he's going to sleep good tonight after reeling in that thing.
Fun day out on the water with the family. Everything Paul Dozier envisioned with this tournament.
It's the old school kingfishing tournament. It's the old school kingfishing tournament. That's what you get. It's family fun. Forget about all this other craziness. These people have put down their electronic devices. They've put down their phones. They've put down their video games, and they've come in here and spent some time with the family catching some fish.
All right, looks like we have another junior angler. Usually we'll have just one fish weight per boat.
There seems to be a little bit of question about whose is whose here. They're going to see which one's the bigger one. A little bit of camera shy with that fish. She wasn't shy bringing that big fish in, I'll tell you that.
Again, 15 and under will be our junior angler field.
As soon as the lady angler puts hers up there for 14 and a half, up comes another one. Sean, did you have any idea that there were this many fish in the ocean?
You know, we heard the stories, but when you prepare, it's not the same as when they start coming one after the other, and we're just 25 minutes in.
24.7 is a good fish any day, anywhere. Good job, guys. They made the most of fishing in a limited area. Nice fish.
Captain Rick Ryle saying 24.7. Good anytime, anywhere as far as he's concerned, and he ought to know. He's a legend.
Oh, the legend himself. You're right. Battled all kinds of adversity as a young kid, and now one of the most respected fishermen in these parts of Northeast Florida. So taking a look at our map, as we just heard, a lot of people fighting for the same fish in these waters. About a 140-mile stretch along the first coast,
at the hook weigh in.
with more boats coming in.
For the Lady Angler Division.
Could go as high as basically Fernandina Beach. They called it the center of the St. Mary's River up there all the way to the south jetty of Ponce Inlet out in Daytona. But the big kicker was you could not go more than 3 miles offshore. But you could launch from any spot as long as you were within that range. It is on the honor system, but it was smart too. Whenever you caught your fish, or really any fish today, each boat had to hold their boat number up, take a picture with the fish obviously, and have the beach in the background. And they were also checking in throughout the course of the morning and afternoon to make sure everybody was staying honest, because like we've seen, there will be a good number of family boats, but also some pros out there that enter all kinds of competition throughout the state of Florida. And smart too for those teams that launched maybe out of the most north or most south points of the field. You can actually drive in your fish as long as you make it in line by that 5 o'clock deadline later tonight.
Sean, this one's from a lady angler. .0. By now, Sean, we ought to already be filling up our leaderboards.
Oh, we've probably weighed more than a dozen fish already, but this is the tip of the iceberg, huh?
Just one, that's the one you need.
Because, like Paul mentioned, it is going to be fast and furious in the next hour or so, because lines have to be out of the water by 3 o'clock.
Kingfish Shootout fishermen. And I promise you,
And the way, of course, the field will know is because you have to text as soon as you catch your fish. So you obviously can't send those photos in the official tournament phone number afterwards. They still have a couple of hours to get over.
You know, the beauty of this, Sean, is that some of these folks have been fishing since the crack of dawn this morning. And you know what? They may have already caught the winner, and now they're headed back to the house to take a nap, which is, I'm sure, what you're going to probably do as we get to the 3 o'clock mark.
Oh, we're just getting started here. We'll step aside at this moment as we reach the bottom of the hour here. Coming up on 2:30, still about 3 hours left to see who will be our winner in the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootouts presented by Yellowfin. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. We're off to a hot start. It's only going to get better from here.
Plenty of parking.
SiriusXM's fish mapping shows critical ocean features on your boat's display, which can lead to fish. The features I utilize most are plankton front strength and contours. These reveal concentrated masses of plankton, a major forage of baitfish. And where baitfish gather, so do game fish. Also, fish mapping sea surface temperature fronts reveal major ocean temperature boundaries, often associated with converging currents. Once again, baitfish and game fish often abound within these zones. Learn more about fish mapping at SiriusXM.com/fishmapping.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water?
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Taking a look at our radar along the first coast. Some thunderstorms coming through north in Jacksonville. See where that field is, Jacksonville Beach. That's not even the northmost. As you see down by Palm Coast, it's been clear for the most part, same as St. Augustine. It's been a sunny Saturday, really up until now. We can expect it, and thankfully, our tournament organizers smart enough to move this part to a nice covered, shaded area along the Volano Beach Pier in St. Augustine. What a venue, what a sight for the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin and produced by Gemstone Media. And even looking up and down the coast today, doing our own research and due diligence, the water temperature really the same up and down the coast. It really has been 100 degrees
Sean,
or so.
I gotta interrupt you here. Sean, I got to interrupt you here.
Let's hear it.
We got something here that just looks like a doggone sea monster, Sean. Holy Toledo, look at this thing.
That's a big fish for the beach. That's just a plain old big fish.
I mean, we could potentially be having a new leader right here, Sean.
Well, I want to meet the new leader potentially if we get that record-breaking fish at just over 31 pounds.
Paul, give me a weight on this fish. Come on.
They're taking their sweet time weighing this thing because they want everybody to get a good look at it.
Oh, it just spit out of the pokey note. I'm giving him 36. I'm more generous than you. We'll see. Yeah, no.
Hey, Sean, Paul Dozier is and Rick Riles are talking a little bit of smack with the captain here. Let's see if we can find out what this is all about. So I got one of the captains here with me. Tell me about this fish.
Yeah, I hooked it up this morning. Made a nice run straight east. So yeah, we had a good look at it. So.
And what do you think that thing weighs, or do you already know?
We're saying probably high 30s.
High 30s. You know what? This could put you right smack into. You could cash this thing in right now and go straight to the Bahamas. You know?
There you go.
He's like, I wish. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Here we go.
We're putting it on. He can barely even lift that thing.
I've got 37. Paul's got 34. Look at here now. Look at here
39.81. My goodness gracious.
39.81. That is a dandy. The crew of the Endorphin with a beautiful 39.81. And I got to tell you, I'm certainly thinking top 5 for that one. We'll see.
Sean, look at the head on that thing.
That is one big kingfish.
There's some handshaking going on here.
A new leader just over 30 minutes into our competition. And for those wondering, that fish right there you're looking at on the scale would have won last year's 2021 Old School Kingfish Shootouts. That is going to be a tough fish to beat. Well, Phil, if you can hear me, I'm always amazed at just how cool, calm, and collected these captains are when coming to weigh their fish. Because you know sometimes it can be really difficult, not just trying to reel in a kingfish, but make sure you can get that stab and bring it onto the boat safely.
Endorphin is your new leader in the clubhouse with a 39.81.
39.81 is the weight to beat.
That's the leader, huh?
We mentioned a couple of times our grand prize, the estimated value at $100,000, a 21-foot yellowfin bay boat with a Yamaha 200 HP 4-stroke outboard engine and a Ameritrail trailer. An incredible prize, also cash prizes going all the way down to our 25th place fish. And also a smart move by our tournament, because there is also a lucky ticket drawing presented by Chevrolet, where each boat that sends in a picture to the tournament phone number, they will be automatically entered. No matter how big or small, your fish is entered into a drawing for a random $10,000 cash prize. That will take place tomorrow at the awards ceremony, and they have to be present to win that chunk of change. But it's a smart move. Obviously, it's a competition at the end of the day, and you want to win that boat or trailer, or, as Paul even mentioned, a couple of Garmin packages to third and fourth place. But a fun day out on the water with the family. For $250, that was the sign-up fee before Memorial Day weekend, and it was $350 up until yesterday to enter.
Those of us OGs in the crowd will remember weigh-ins like this, with families posing with fish.
Sean?
And there's pictures all over Northeast Florida.
Go ahead,
on
Phil.
People's mantles of days that they fish Kingfish tournament.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you that this young lady, this young female angler right here, she's using these very special gloves. If we could get a look at these gloves that she's using, this really is her secret to being able to catch a huge kingfish like that and potentially put her up on the leaderboard with 18.72 pounds.
You got to be careful with those teeth, huh?
All about the gloves, the fashionable gloves. Fashionable gloves. Sean, maybe as an announcer, you might start wearing some of those gloves on the air.
Only if I'm cold. I'm not battling things with razor-sharp teeth.
An 18-pound kingfish and a priceless picture from the weigh-in. Great job, girls.
Yeah, if they're going up standing
It's a nice one.
to take their picture, yeah, that means they caught the fish. Phil, the biggest fish I ever caught was at the supermarket.
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. They caught the fish. Well, you know, Sean, listen, you know, if all of us got to eat fancy meals like you do, spend a lot of time at Ruth Chris, ordering the Red Snapper special, you know, it's different when you live the high-end lifestyle that you do.
Now, I thought you would be the one gallivanting up and down the coast since you live out there by the beach.
No. You have it all wrong, sir. Not many times can I say that you have this all wrong, but this time you have it all wrong. You are clearly the man.
You just like walks on the beach? Is that it?
After all, who's in the studio? Right. After all, who's in the studio right now relaxing with their feet up on the desk, drinking a nice cool one, while the rest of us in the crew are out here in the hot sun weighing fish?
Listen, there's a lot of water out there for you to jump in and cool off. While we have a moment, let's take a look at our current leaderboard now that we are past more than 10 fish weighed. Still about 3 hours left for all of our 521 teams to make their way to the Bolano Beach Pier here in St. Augustine, Florida, to try and capture the $100,000 grand prize, the yellowfin boat. At 39.81 pounds. Oh, that is going to be tough to beat. But Phil, as Paul said to you earlier, he thinks a 44-pounder will take the prize.
Well, he's somebody who knows. He's been doing this an awful long time, and he's put together an outstanding tournament. He's got a bead on this that would rival anybody. He knows what he's talking about. If he says that's what he thinks this thing's going to be, he might even have an inside. You know, I don't know. I'm just simply telling you he's been in contact with an awful lot of people. In fact, he's the one who said to me, hey, do you realize the very first boat is not even a boat, it's a jet ski, for gosh sakes.
I don't even know how you go about that. Maybe you do just hold out your hands and try and stab it. I don't know. That takes incredible skill and balance to catch it on a jet ski of all things. And really credit to Paul and his wife, Lauren. He loves giving credit because Lauren has been waking up at 4 in the morning the last couple of days to enter in all the participants. They've been in fishing their whole life, and Paul said he noticed about 20 years ago seeing the changes that were small at first around the turn of the century, and then it was the boats getting bigger, and then it was the engines, and then it was all the fancy add-ons, and people were even in St. Augustine. You can get on charters and go all the way out and start looking for blackfin tuna and all sorts of other big fish. They said it just was different. Not better, not worse, just different. And it was going to buying bait. And he loves to call it the old school feel because they're close to shore. It's a level playing field. You have to catch your own baits. Just what a fun environment. What a fun, unique idea. As Phil looks like he's ready to jump into the river behind him.
Hey, so let me tell you, I was talking with one of the fishermen, and I had a secret for you, Sean, and I hope that that our master cameraman, Jeff Imperial, can zoom into this. But this right here, my friend, like it or not, bobby pin. This is one of the secrets to catching the biggest kingfish known to mankind. All right, not a whole lot of people know about it, Sean, but I'm letting you and all of our viewers in. You don't need a hook. You need a bobby pin.
Is that all we got?
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Well, I know.
No. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Phil is
I'm just killing time, and I'm killing time because here comes a trio of young men with a big old doggone fish in a bucket. Let's see what they got. Bring it on up here, and let's see if we can get it weighed. This is not one, not two, but a trio of young men that are going to see if they can have the biggest fish known to mankind and put it on the scale and win the whole thing. Sean, what do you think?
Oh, they certainly got a good chance.
This is boat number 4. Look, he's even got fish on his pants. He's even got fish on his pants. He's a fisherman.
Can we give out an award to the best dressed? Is that something we can do, Phil?
You know, Sean, a man of your means, you can give out any amount of awards that you want to. It's just chump change to you. Make it rain, Sean. That's what I say. Make it rain. You have the ability to do that. Now, I'm not literally make it rain. Make it rain with that cash that comes out of your back pocket.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for around 3 o'clock in these parts because you know a thunderstorm's coming sooner rather than later.
Let's hope not, but I'll tell you what looks like a thunderstorm is the size of this fish that's just come out of this bucket that these 3 young men have got. Let's see them get in there. This is a junior angler. Woo! 20.74.
Davidson. Get in there, guys.
Look, they're trying to wrangle all those children to get in there because they realize this is a good one.
Which one caught the fish? Raise your hand. Ta-da!
There you go.
Dale, great job. 20.74.
Hey, Sean, when you were a young man about that age, did your dad let you catch kingfish off of your yacht?
Guys.
Oh, my dad wouldn't let me surf growing up along the California coast. I had parents that were maybe a little too restrictive in those means, but man, I don't know if I could catch that now, if I'm being completely honest with you.
So you would just basically be laying around on your yacht, not surfing, not catching fish, just laying around having folks bring you, little tuna tartare on a cracker. Is that what you're telling me, Sean?
I wish that could have been reality. Might be hyping it up a little more than it could have been, but, growing up in those parts could have been much worse.
Well, hey, that's exactly right. That's what we do here. We hype up a little reality. But I'll tell you what is real. What is real is this 21-pound fish that they just threw up on this scale right here. And look at this young man. How about that? Boat number 213. A lucky number.
We're seeing a nice average around the low 20s right now, nearly an hour into our weigh-in. Remember, boats were allowed to fish from starting at 7 in the morning, and we'll stop at 3. Then we'll have a couple of hours to make their way out to the pier here in St. Augustine and make sure they weigh before the hard stop at 5:30. The award ceremony will take place tomorrow at 11 a.m., but we will know our winner, and it looks like Phil is standing by with one of our teams.
Hey, so tell me about catching that fish. What was it like?
Kind of easy.
Kind of easy? Why was it so easy?
I don't know.
You don't really know. What were you using to catch it with?
A fishing rod.
A fishing rod. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, that's what they use to catch fish these days. All right. So tell me, did you get to eat something good while you were out on the water today?
Yes.
What did you get to eat?
Donuts.
Donuts. So mark your words and mark my words when I tell you this, Sean. This is 2 times today we've had big winners catching fish using donuts. It's unbelievable what's going on out here. Anything at all could happen at the old school Kingfish tournament. You guys are doing good. Give me one of those. Give me one of those. Give me one of those. Dad, keep feeding them donuts, more fish. That's what I always say, Sean.
Not a bad motto to live by. That is great to see. I'm surprised those kids even awake, especially getting up before the sun rose today on a lovely Saturday. Look. Fish off the pier, fish off your boat. We see the jet skis there. Apparently that's a vessel you can fish off of too that we're learning today. Clouds kind of taking over the sky here. Good thing for our weigh-in, we're a little bit out of the picture, but you can check in and see a lot of rain moving east just south of downtown Jacksonville, but a little bit into our path in St. Augustine. Boats will be out of the water, expectedly, because you can move a fish by truck from either those that are down in Daytona up in Fernandina. This has been our look for the last couple of hours, too.
We've been waiting all day. Sean, he's been busy. He hasn't had a chance to talk to us, but I've been dying to speak to him. This man knows more about fishing than you do, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the legendary Captain Captain Rick Riles, right?
Legend in my own mind.
That's a legend in mine, too. Trust me, that makes two of us. Tell me what this tournament means to you, sir.
It's just a throwback to so many years ago when kingfishing was fun. In fact, the motto of this tournament is make kingfishing fun again.
Look right here, make kingfishing fun again.
Yeah, I can read too. Oh, great again, I should say. But beyond that, this is...
Obviously, you don't read very well then.
Obviously not. This is the kind of fishing we all grew up with. We all had 19 to 22 foot boats, and we could only go as far as St. Augustine or maybe up to Fernandina, and we fished our brains out against each other. This has brought that back. We're seeing beautiful fish all from our area. Nobody has a boat that is big enough, fast enough to run 100 miles somewhere and catch a fish in their own pond. If you're going to compete in this tournament, we're all going to fish in the same pond. It shows who's really got the skill.
It shows who's really got the skill, and we've already seen some skill. Guess what some of the secret to the skill is, Rick?
Well, I got to tell you, the secret to the skill is having the same intensity at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that you have at 7 o'clock in the morning when you put the lines out. And you stay on top of everything, and you try and be in the right place all the time. You got to fish so hard because everybody's in the same area. We've already had a bigger fish weighed in today than we did all of last year. You get two groups of people, those that can't make it to the weigh-in and those that want to fish to the last possible second. They've got about 10 more minutes before lines have to be out. Then this place is going to get incredibly busy.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to you in just a little while, and I want to hear what your strategy would be back in the day if you were doing this tournament.
You got it. Thank you.
Good. We'll be back with him in just a couple of minutes. Sean, back to you.
All right, thanks, Phil. Again, thank you to one of the most respected fishermen in these parts, Rick Riles. Always great when we can hear from him. We're going to step aside, approaching 3 o'clock here in St. Augustine. More fish, more barrels on the way. We're just getting started, but a leader already that will be tough to beat by the end of the night. Still plenty more to come. You are watching the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water?
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times.
Today I took a walk and not a drive, and I saw things from my windows that would hide, like a flower that was dancing by my feet, and a starfish that I found down by the beach. So with the sand stuck between my toes and the wind blowing through my hair, my telephone's at home, and for the first time I don't care, 'cause I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off and plenty of parking.
Whether you like to ride the wind, find your secret cove, or reel them in, plot your paradise with GPS Map Series from Garmin.
Back at the Volano Beach Pier in St. Augustine. Looking at our Garmin live feed. Clock keeps ticking down, nearly an hour into our weigh-in period. Fishing must stop at 3 o'clock. We're seeing the barrels, we're seeing the bags with ice. And some, like this guy, just using his two hands. All kinds of fish coming up and down. A near 40-pounder, our leader right now.
This is a man right here. This is a man. Come on. Bring this thing in. Look at him. He's doing curls all the way down the... You're getting your exercising and you're catching fish. What'd you catch that thing with?
Single pogie.
And how long you been out there today?
We were out at 5 a.m., caught pogies over by Atlantic Beach. Went out, caught this at the Red Tops, about 40 foot of water.
And you're happy with this thing?
I hope so. It was awesome to catch.
You think this thing puts you in the money?
I don't know.
It's a beautiful fish, right?
It's not bad. It's
not bad. What'd you eat for breakfast?
Donuts.
There you go. One more time. Another donut eater catching a fish.
Great job, great.
Breakfast of champions. You heard it here, folks. That might be the secret ingredient. Hopefully in the next couple of minutes we can see that fish be weighed. We're seeing an average around the mid-20s.
Here comes a double
D. Close to 50 fish have been weighed so far.
The Double D's boat, fish long and skinny. It's got the length of a bigger fish, but the weight is 23.54. Still a nice fish.
So after that weigh-in, let's take a look at our updated leaderboard. Good to check in, approaching that hour mark as we near 3 o'clock local time. 3 30-pounders caught so far. See, even our last fish, that's good enough to be near the top 5. And we have a couple of other categories as well, including our junior anglers division. Prizes going to the top 5. And remember, the kids are doing all the work as part of the rules and tournament info. Again, it's the honor system, but well, you know, the parents of some of these
Sean,
younger fishermen, they're going to make them earn it.
Sean, let me tell you what we got here. We got 3 big dudes here. What do you weigh, sir?
300, but I'm going on a diet Monday.
There you go. How about you, sir?
230.
230.
About 210.
We got almost 1,000 pounds worth of fish catchermen here, and look at them. They put a 30.2 pounder up between the 3 of them. This is the biggest team we've had so far. The biggest team. Go on, get in there, get your picture.
Imagine the success, in my opinion, of any great kingfish tournament by the fish over 30 pounds. And here comes another one.
Listen, 3 big dudes catching 1 big fish.
200 feet of water, that's a fine one. 30.29.
Sean, when I get ready to be a professional wrestler, I want all 3 of these guys on my tag team.
I feel like you'd be better doing the announcing for some wrestling. Our new group comes in.
Won't be the first time.
Well, that is good enough to put our team into the top 5. With another 30-pounder. Let's see what we have here.
What's the name of Scallywag? Scallywag with a beautiful 22.85.
You see, as our clock hits 2.5 hours remaining, we have officially hit the 3 o'clock dead stop time.
When I interview them, she wants me to interview them over there, not...
Meaning that all reels got to be out of the water now. Make your way over to the pier, whether by boat or truck, with your fish that you believe is your best. Because after boarding each and every fish, all 521 teams had to submit a photo with the tournament-issued official boat number on the water with the beach in the background. It had to be taken as soon as possible, texted over to the tournament phone number, and if there is no photo of the fish on the water with the boat number and the beach in the background, that's the big kicker with this tournament where it has that 3-mile offshore limit, that fish will be disqualified. Now, you have until 4 o'clock to text in, but again, it's something of the honor system of 3 o'clock. Got to be wrapping up by now.
Sean, I got to tell you, so far the weather really has been great for us. It's a beautiful day, but boats are starting to line up here, and they're starting to make their way to the pier, and they're going to offload these fish one after the other, after the other, after the other. Listen, Sean, I've been fishing my whole life. I've never seen this many fish at one time except in a fish market.
Now I need to hear your strategy, Phil. If you are the master fisherman.
Well, my strategy is very simple. First of all, I'm going out with somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. Second of all, I'm going out with somebody who's got the right kind of bait to bring in the big one. Third of all, I am using bobby pins. And fourth of all, you better believe I'm eating donuts for breakfast.
Okay, but what kind of donut?
I personally am a connoisseur. You know what that means? Glazed. I like them glazed. But every once in a while, I'm in the mood for a chocolate-covered donut. And today, catching big fish feels like a chocolate-covered donut kind of day. Oh, but I don't like the one with all the stuff inside. That gets all over it. I can't stand that. And let me tell you what I can stand. I can stand another big fish making its way in right past us here, and they're heading straight in so that they can get that thing weighed, and one after the other, they're making their way up onto the dock, Sean.
Oh, and that must be the best night of sleep our teams will get after today. You heard it, some teams catching pogies as early as 5 in the morning today. Here we are 10 hours later. Our next fish just shy of 20 pounds.
18.88 for the Legacy in the Lady Angler Division. Congratulations.
18.88 Lady Angler. Very, very nice fish. Look at the lines on that fish. Just adorable.
Is it adorable when it's snapping at you with its razor-sharp teeth?
It's adorable when you hang it on that hook and then you're able to bring home a $100,000 boat prize. That makes it adorable.
It's adorable, all right. You know, if you think about it, sport fishing in general is one of the highest paying sports there is.
I did not know that.
That's true. There are tournaments, marlin tournaments up and down the East Coast of the United States that are literally worth $3 and $4 million. That's a lot of first prize money.
Listen, that's more than horse racing.
Yes, it is indeed, and a whole lot more. Look at how many families we've seen come up. All right, that's where the value is in this. It's not what you win. The boat would be great. A $100,000 boat would be great. Let me tell you something. My daughter, who is now 40 years old, will tell you about the best days of her life when we fish this Kingfish tournament and that Kingfish tournament. It is a huge family sport.
Tell me what your strategy would be if you were in here today and not with that microphone in your hand and not with this microphone in your face, but with a rod in your hand.
My rod in my hand today would be really simple. If you've seen the Troy Polamalu commercial, always working, all right, that's what my crew would be doing. You're in charge of that line, okay? That line's got a ribbon fish on it. That ribbon fish better not get bit and you not know it, or it better not get the belly blown out, it doesn't look right, or a live pogie, say you're trolling that and it dies. That's the guy who never wins. The guy that is always on top of his game, okay? A pogie's swimming along fine, but he looks tired. You reel him in, you put a fresh one out, fresh one's hopping around, swimming all erratically, bam, that triggers a strike from a big fish. Never stop working.
You know, that's an amazing strategy, and it sounds like a true professional with that kind of experience. You're running that boat like a captain, not like a fisherman.
Well, you know, it's funny. An old captain told me when I first started running boats in 1979, he said, your boat has to be somewhere all the time. And I thought, that's ridiculous. Of course it has to be somewhere all the time. What he was trying to teach me was know where you're fishing. If there's a rip at the mouth of a river and you want to fish that rip, have your boat in the exact position. If it's a piece of bottom structure you're fishing, be just up current so your baits float naturally right over that structure. It's not a mistake that the same people so often do well.
How many of these folks do you think are fishing off of numbers, or they've already been there and they've already scouted out their position before they got out there today?
Well, I kind of hope not. And that's a crazy thing because a big fish will inhabit an area. Well, what if you go scout it out and you catch him? Then you got a problem. Then you don't have a big fish there on tournament day. So I'll give you a deadly little secret you never want to let out. Always go fish your buddy's secret spot the day before. Not yours. Leave yours alone.
There you go. Use your buddy's secret to fish a tournament like this to win the money. Is that what you're telling me?
That's kind of what I'm telling you.
That's kind of what he's telling us, folks. Hey, you know what, Sean? As we're talking here, we've had another fish come up, weighed it big. Like you said, here comes a big boat making its way to the dock now. Now, just as Rick said here, just because you have a big boat doesn't mean you have a big fish. But we're going to find out in just a few minutes because that looks like a team that's probably had their act together all day long.
It looks that way, but I got to be honest with you, a smaller boat can very often be to your advantage. They're more maneuverable. A lot of times they're faster. You can cover more territory. The big boats are more luxurious. One of the biggest fish to ever win the Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament was a 15-foot boat. So it's not the size of the boat, it's the bait that's in the water.
Well, that's something that Sean, our head announcer, knows an awful lot about. It's not the size of the boat, Sean. That's what I always say.
You say a lot of things, Phil, so I'm just trying to write everything down. What a start in our first hour of the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout. And as Rick was mentioning to Phil, that's why it's old school. Shouldn't be, it's not always encouraged. Look at this fish too at 28.5 pounds. It should be a lot of just day of work, catching your pogies, finding that spot morning of and seeing what might be advantageous. If you can find the bait, you can find the fish, but we all know some of the more professional teams, they're probably scouting the certain water temperatures and the different movements and the tides and currents leading up to a full moon early next week on June 14th. Low tide hit at about noon earlier today. The high tide just past 5:30, and we'll approach there again in about the next 3 hours. But the big monster boat parked along the dock here at the Volano Beach Pier. Opened a long time ago, refurbished back in the mid-90s. An incredible venue that has served host the last few years for the Old School Kingfish Shootouts and will once again be the host. Paul Dozier and Lauren Dozier, no signs of slowing down a tournament that has received so much hype and fanfare. Already announcing their dates for the coming years. So if you want to be a part of this fun, maybe get an interview with the one and only Phil Green. Next year, Fishing Day will be on June 10th, and the following year on June 8th. Obviously, you can go online, check things out on oldschoolkingfish.com for all the info you need and to check out all of our prizes we're handing out. Nearly $200,000 worth of prizes given away at tomorrow's award ceremony. Seen 4 or 5 30-pounders caught so far. Our average, like we've said a couple of times, near that 24, 25-pound mark. Obviously, we'll see some separation and expect that average to climb up higher. Because kingfish, as I'm sure our audience knows, can be about as long as 5 feet and really weigh in, give or take 30 pounds. Our top weight already today in the first hour beat last year's winner. See Endorphin looking down on everybody else by nearly 9 pounds. 4 30-pounders caught so far. And then our lady angler leaderboard. A couple of 20-pounders there. And then last but not least, our junior anglers. So fun for the whole family. That is the purpose of this, in case you missed our broadcast off the top an hour ago. Paul Dozier had a great interview leading up to this competition. It was on News 4 Jax on May 27th, and was talking just about how things have changed over the last couple decades. And his motto is really honed in on this being a tournament that allows families to fish competitively for a great payout without breaking the bank. Before Memorial Day, it was a $250 entry fee. That's nothing considering the prizes you can win. 25th place, keep in mind, is still bringing home $500. So a lot of money to be handed out. It's not just the $100,000 21-foot yellowfin bay boat and the Garmin packages to 3rd and 4th place. It is so much on the line for these teams. But as we're seeing, the bright, smiling faces of a lot of young kids, grown men alike. It's the love for the sport. As we nearly get our 5th 30-pounder up on the scale.
A beautiful fish for the line crew.
But still into the top 10.
30, that one. And you know what?
That one should eat one
Oh, yeah.
more
It's a beauty.
before you caught
It's a
him.
beauty.
Good job, guys.
Now, Phil, I wonder, what are these teams
Sean,
going
we're
to do
starting to
with the
see
fish?
some activity. We're starting to see some activity, Sean. Listen, I haven't had a chance to even talk to anybody about that because so many people have got them. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're lining up on the dock to bring these things in. It's unbelievable what's about to happen here. We're going to have a flurry of fish activity. It's as though we're in an entire school of kingfish.
That's what was expected, 3:30 the
Hey,
time.
Sean, since you know everything about these kingfish, Sean, do the kingfish live in schools?
19.78, a nice fish.
You're thinking I'm the expert. Haven't you been the one who's been fishing his whole life?
Well, yeah, but I use a different kind of fish. I typically fish, like at Publix. But no, do they kingfish in schools? Are they solitary fish? Do they know each other? They make friends down there. They hang out together, and then all of a sudden they're looking around like, "Hey, where's the big guy?" Uh-oh. He's about to be put on the hook. That's where he is.
I've heard find the bait, you find the fish.
An 18.4 for the whipping post.
They're all
And
hanging
let me
together.
tell you, if you do enough offshore fishing, there's a lot of days you feel like you're tied to that whipping post. Great job, guys.
Kingfish, though, like we've said a couple of times, are usually found from as high as North Carolina to all the way down in the Keys of Florida and throughout the Gulf of Mexico. And it was interesting to hear Rick Riles say to our Phil Green, too, that more than 100 kingfish tournaments are all over the Southeast. So I guess there's your answer, Phil. There have to be enough fish to go around because it is not even a fish that's endangered or in any sort of danger, because all the different fishing groups say there's more than enough to go around. And now, how about this, too, that these kingfish tournaments, according to the Southern Kingfish Association, headquartered right here in St. Augustine, they're saying that these tournaments now rival the pro bass fishing tournaments in both size and prize payouts. Just incredible to see and hear.
14.85.
Well, and you also see the opportunity
Here
for
comes a
so
fish
many
for one of our
people to
junior
catch
anglers.
fish. The one thing that's unique about
On the
this old
knock
school
tied down.
kingfishing tournament is it, as you can see, here's another junior lady even. It's a lot of fun. When you think about these professional bass fishermen, that's like one guy on a boat who's on a solitary mission, and he's got to get into the Obi-Wan Kenobi zone to be able to catch a largemouth bass. This is just plain family fun. That's all it is, Sean. Just plain family fun.
Oh, yeah. Good fish.
And just so you know, Sean, I'm counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 fish standing in line waiting to be weighed. And they're all looking up at their captain of their boat going, hey, you know what? I just got out of the water. Get me on the scale, gentlemen.
Sounds like you got some more work to do, my friend.
Not only has a nice fish, it is in
Hopefully
the
Phil can check in with some captains.
We have a lot of work to do.
Fish is fat.
See the
Now,
strategy if anybody needed a midday nap.
23.75.
What their plans are to celebrate
Great job, dear.
their haul today. Or maybe what was the best moment.
23.75. Unofficially,
We might now have a new leader for the lady anglers at nearly 24 pounds.
So, Sean, I've got that 24-pound winner right here. Lady angler, tell us your name.
Danielle.
Danielle, what was it like catching that beast?
It was great. It was fun.
Was it hard? How long did it take you to get that thing to the boat?
Ask Nafik.
I don't know. 15 minutes?
15 minutes? And what were you using to catch that thing?
Go for it,
The rough
Well, no,
day,
you
and
caught it.
certainly was
I
not
caught
a
it,
rough
yes.
day. For the crew, they had an 18.75.
She doesn't want to tell the secret. Is that what's going on? You don't want to tell the secret? That's what's up. Doesn't want to tell the secret. But right now, you're on the board, so that's good. Keep it up. Good luck. It's really, I got to tell you, Sean, I'm out here. The environment is literally electric. That's what's happening here, one after the other. 18 people standing in line to get fish weighed. It's going to go on until the very end. We're going to get right up to the last click of the top clock, and we're going to know that we've got somebody who's a winner. But we got a lot of people that are in the running for it.
All right, what's in your left hand? Is this a new Phil Green trick with the bobby pin, and now what else?
Great job.
Oh well, you know what? Whatever it takes. Look, we've got a new look. You got to show you the boots on this lady angler that just came up here. She's going to pull that fish off. We're going to get a quick interview because listen, one thing you don't realize, Sean. Well, you realize because the man that you are, but you understand that a lot of it has to do with fashion. If we can get her over here, we'll see.
The real asset with for their boat division.
I'm trying to get her attention. I want you to see her boots. She's going the other direction. Here, let me see if I can grab her here. Hey, come on, I want to interview you real quick. Come on, real quick. Here we go. Tell me, look at these boots. Where'd you get these boots from?
Kohl's.
From Kohl's, right? Do you think they were the secret to you catching the big fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. That's awesome. What's your name?
Isabella Crabtree.
Good luck and congratulations on that big fish you caught. There you go, Sean. Once again, you now have a unique secret, which is the pink and blue boots. Pink and blue boots.
All right, well, let's see how the pink and blue boots stack up as we take another look at our leaderboard. Our lady anglers led by Real Pleasures that we saw a couple of moments ago. I guess if you're at the top, yeah, I wouldn't want to share my secret either, even though Phil seems to be like a very trustworthy friend. 3 20-pounders there. And moving on to a whole lot of traffic on the pier. Phil has the best view among all of us. About to get a whole lot busier in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Sitting here at 3:20.
Sean,
we will wrap
I'm
things
here
up
with
at
Team-
5:30. Let's go back to Phil.
Plum crazy.
Sean, I'm here with Team Plum Crazy. Are you the captain of Team Plum Crazy?
No, sir.
You're just one of the Plum Crazies.
Correct.
Tell me-
I look at the motors all day.
Very nice. Is this where you...
You look great, by the way.
Thank you, sir. You, of all people, would recognize that because you got, business up front, party in the back.
Yeah, and you and I have a history as well. But
Well, it's a good history, and we're very
it
proud
was a great day of fishing. It was a beautiful day out there. Great work by all the teams.
Tell me about the fish you caught. We don't care about the team.
Well, we caught a couple sharks. We're not
loser
very
down.
fond of the sharks, but one good mackerel. We really thought we were going to hit the 19-1. It just didn't come together for us today, but we'll get them next year.
Well, did you feel like there was anything that you could have done differently?
No. Well, yeah, we could have caught bait
That one's chasing that 25
in advance, but hindsight's 20/20.
Always hindsight's 20/20. Let me ask you this: what did you eat for breakfast?
Nothing.
Well, there's your problem, sir, because donuts.
Bush Light.
Donuts make a difference. Donuts make a difference. Back to you, Sean.
You're the man, Sean.
All right. We're waiting on a Phil Green wardrobe change at some point. We had the hair to match the hair. All different kinds of teams rolling through. That's also been the challenge. Who wanted to go out early enough to maybe get some pogies or just buy some ribbon fish down in St. Augustine at the captain's meeting last night. All kinds of traffic moving in. Our overall leaderboard, still endorphin, about an hour ago, brought in a near 40-pounder.
The double strike, boat number 132 with an
430s.
11.38-pound kingfish. Good job, guys.
Top of the board for now. Hotline that we saw about 10-15 minutes ago sitting in 5th place. Even 5th place gets a $7,000 cash prize.
Handle all these fish. He, of course, the son of Paul Dozier, makes me think the apple
Hey, Sean,
did
one of
not
the things
fall
I wanted
very
to
far
tell you
from the
is
tree on
this guy right here, Bradley Dozier, he's the man who's actually picking up each and every one of these fish. He's going to be exhausted by the time this tournament is over. He's the son of Paul Dozier. He's learned right from really the source how to pick up a fish from the right end so that it gets properly weighed. That's his responsibility. If he does this right, let me tell you something. Somebody's going to win a big payout today.
Oh, a lot of teams are winning some big payouts today. It's a family affair
Sean,
getting this whole thing done.
As I stand here, Sean, I got to tell you, as I stand here, we kind of got hyper-focused on that big leader. But this is just one fish after the other fish after the other fish after the other fish that is coming in, that these people have gone out, they've done the work, and now they're catching these beautiful 16, 15, 18, 20, 25, 26-pound fish, and we're kind of blah, blah, blah like it's no big deal. This is a big deal. In some cases, this might be the biggest fish that anybody's ever caught.
It can be a lot of work trying to reel in these kingfish. I don't know about you, Phil, but get a look at those teeth.
If you got a runner.
Yeah, taking a look at those teeth is really all you need to know and how tricky it can sometimes be.
Junior anglerfish and a good one. 19.68.
This is a 19.68 junior angler.
Our junior angler division, 15 years or younger. Proud dad in the back. And like Phil was just saying, even if you don't win that grand prize or you don't win that cash prize down at 25th place, because there are 521 teams registered for this event. Incredible job done by Paul and Lauren. Their son being put to work today too. But it's those smiles, it's those memories out on the water today. Obviously, for these groups, you assume it's not their first time doing this.
Hey, Sean, I just got these kids who just brought in this 19.6-pounder. Tell me your name there, young lady.
Alexandra.
Alexandra, and who you fishing with today?
My dad and my brother.
And which one do you like better?
My dad.
Yeah, of course you do. And tell me your brother's name.
Jameson.
Jameson, how do you like fishing with your sister? Who do you like better, your sister or your dad?
My dad.
Well, there you go. You know, you, sir, you're the winner, sir, today. That's the secret. So what did you catch that thing with today?
Rod and reel.
That's a good answer. What were you fishing with? Maybe, how about that? It's a better question.
Pogies.
Pogies. Whoa. And did you go catch them this morning?
Yes.
And was it a good day out there?
Yes.
Were you surprised when that thing bit on that and it just squealed off?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get them in?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Wow.
Caught it with 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left. And if you win this thing, what are you going to do with all the money?
I don't know.
What are you going to do with it?
Probably buy some more fishing stuff.
Buy some more fishing stuff. And one thing I want to show you, Sean, again, if you'll notice the fashionable footwear, you can see there's really beginning to be a secret here. The other thing I want you to know is that I'm now looking down the dock, and there must be 150 people waiting in line to bring in a fish. This thing is going to start getting serious. It's going to start getting very, very, very competitive. It's coming your way right now, Sean.
Oh, we better buckle up because the boats are circling, the fish are coming up the dock. What a time out here in St. Augustine. Little overcast, but not going to scare us away. It's the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin and produced by Gemstone Media. We're continuing to roll right along here, nearing the bottom of the hour. It's always incredible seeing those kids. And how about that? That's an answer Dad would like. What are you going to do if you take home some money? Invest it in some more fishing gear. Raising them right down here.
With a 10.78. Great job. Get her in that picture.
I've never seen so many fish.
That's my kind of girls right there.
We want one with you guys, yeah. And we're going to print it for you.
Getting close to 3:30 local time. Still seeing the sun peek through a little bit. Another fish on the scale. We'll step aside. Come back in a couple of minutes. Not ready for the sun to set on this wonderful day. Still plenty more to come. More fish on our way next.
SiriusXM's fish mapping shows critical ocean features on your boat's display, which can lead to fish. The features I utilize most are plankton front strength and contours. These reveal concentrated masses of plankton, a major forage of baitfish. And where baitfish gather, so do game fish. Also, fish mapping sea surface temperature fronts reveal major ocean temperature boundaries often associated with converging currents. Once again, baitfish and game fish often abound within these zones. Learn more about fish mapping at SiriusXM.com/fishmapping.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water?
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times. Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off and plenty of parking.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Getting near the end of fishing time. Well, fishing time has ended, I should say, but still another 30 minutes to get your photos in to the official tournament phone number. That's the catch. All of our 521 teams could fish along about a 140-mile stretch along the first coast here in St. Augustine, Jacksonville, all the way down to Daytona Beach.
Are just hard to figure out.
Couldn't go more than 3 miles offshore. Had to stay within those tournament lines.
There's a story behind that.
A little
somewhere.
tough, but a good equalizer from some of the professional boats, like we've seen some of the bigger rigs out on the water, and just the family boats. Great day. All teams coming in different shapes, sizes, and the numbers. Wish we could put together our best dressed team.
Hey, Sean. Sean?
Let's hear it.
Sean, I got to tell you, I'm out here with Huck Hogan right here. Huck Hogan. How you doing, sir?
Great.
Tell me about that fish.
Well, we caught it earlier today, got 2 today, and we didn't have a scale, so we had to hand count which one's heavier. They're about the same size. So
Listen, that's good. But I got to tell you, you're standing in line, and unfortunately right now, there's more people coming. You're just in the middle of the line. We've got 100 fish that are going to have to be weighed, but nobody's got arms like you.
That's right. So I win.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And next to me, let's see that right there, huh? That's right. Look at that, Sean. Read them and wheat, fish and mussels. We got it all going on here at the old school Kingfish Shootout. This thing is getting exciting. Boats are coming up the dock. Look at them in line out there. Can you see? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boats that are waiting to get to the dock. And we already got 20 people in line. Sean, this is unbelievable what's about to happen here. This thing is going to go right down to the wire, and we're going to have somebody who's going to win, and then somebody else who's going to win, and somebody else who's going to win. And before you know it, this is a fantastic event because everybody's winning at the old school Kingfish tournament, Sean.
Oh, well, I want that guy's workout plan and diet if you can ask him one more question a little bit later once his fish is weighed, Phil. The masses are coming. These are live shots you are looking at along the Volano Beach Pier in St. Augustine. Great host, adapting a little. Hopefully we can later zoom in. You can see the number of people on the pier already. Some participants, some just fishing around here. Our current leaderboard looks like this. Everyone chasing Endorphin. A weight that, since this tournament was revamped 2 years ago, that's actually the second best weight. The Polar Beer, captained by Casey Riley in 2020, had a 43-pounder. A quick check on our junior angler board as well. Game changer, just edging out 3 fish and a lady. And now our lady anglers, real pleasures, 23 3/4 of a pound. We mentioned too that there are those 3 groups, different prizes for each. So many great sponsors flooding this tournament and recognizing the potential it has. Under Paul Dozier's leadership, obviously this tournament presented by Yellowfin. If you look online, about 24 different sponsors that help make this thing happen and fund all these prizes. Mentioned cash prizes all the way down to 25th place, but there's also different prizes like the lucky ticket drawing we mentioned thanks to Nimnik Chevrolet. Just $10,000 to any random fish they pull at tomorrow's awards ceremony, just any team number. Any fish that is 17 pounds gets a $300 Shell gas card. Any fish that weighs 19.4 pounds gets a $250 Gemlux gift card and a pair of Sea Sucker cam cleats. So plenty of prizes to go around. Yeah, it's the grand prize that everybody oohs and ahs about. But like Phil mentioned about how we were so shocked at the weight of the endorphin near 40-pound fish they brought in.
With a 25.3
This 25-pounder will be near the top 10, I can tell you that.
Oh, that's strong. That's strong.
And if this is in our junior angler division,
we got a new leader, Sean.
Congratulations.
We got a new leader.
It ain't over yet, but right now you're in first place.
How about that? I'm going to see if I can get a word with this young man.
we got to know about the hair. The flow knows, Phil. Let's see if you can chase him down.
I want to interview you. So tell me about that fish. You're right now number 1 in the junior angler category. Tell me about it.
I don't know.
What, you had a good time?
Yeah.
You've been fishing all day?
Yeah.
And were you surprised when that thing went on?
Yes.
The biggest fish
When it got on, did you know you had the winner?
No.
21.5.
Really,
What'd you catch him on?
ribbon fish.
Ribbon fish. So you think that's the secret, right?
I don't know. A lot of people use them.
It looked like it's a secret for you right now. You're number 1 in the junior category, so you keep that up, right?
Yep.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed because that could put you in the big money. What are you going to do with the $1 million you're going to win?
Well, I don't believe it's $1 million, but I'll do something with it.
You do something with it. You'll figure it out. I'm with you. Good job. Good luck. Hope it keeps going for you. How about that? Number 1 junior angler right now. But you know what, Sean? There's a lot of fish to go. Here's a whole nother team of junior anglers who've just stepped up.
And none of those 4 boys will ever forget today. An 11.62-pound fish in the old school Kingfish Shootout. Congratulations, guys. You did a great job.
They're having a great time. That's 4, a quad of Kingfish anglers right there.
Oh, it's great. And even our last interview with you, Phil, just love cool, calm, collected, just so casual about catching a 25-pound kingfish today.
Very casual. I'll tell you what else is casual. What else is casual is the people who are trying to direct traffic out on the dock right now, Sean, because it's become a flurry of activity. You should see the line that's on this dock for people to come in. And what that means is everybody in this line, Sean, has got a fish. You're not waiting in line if you don't have a fish. And every one of these people have got one. And any one of them can put themselves into the money. Look at this thing. Bradley can barely even pick this fish up. This ought to be something right here, Sean. Take a look.
Here, I thought the Bicentennial was going to draw a big crowd tonight.
Holy Toledo!
The junior angler. And Miss Amanda, is that our new leader in the junior angler category? You bet your booties. 34.58.
34.58 junior angler right there. Look at that.
For a junior angler.
I'm going to see if I can get a word with him.
Yeah, Phil, we need to know how long this kid's been fishing. That now moves him not only to first in the junior angler category, he's now in second place overall on our leaderboard.
Listen, I'm being told you're not only first in the junior angler category, but you're also second on the entire leaderboard. How does that make you feel?
Awesome.
Really? Tell me about what it was like to catch that fish.
Exciting, long runs, but fun.
What was the secret?
Fish in the water.
And did you have any special type of leader you had on there, or anything that really made this big fish want to be on your line?
Mono.
And when that fish hit, did you know?
I felt pretty confident he was nice.
Good. Well, all right, look, good luck. We've got more and more people coming in, but right now you, sir, are really, really in the lead, and it should make you feel great. What are you going to do with all the money?
I guess split it and work on my little boat.
There you go. Work on your little boat. If you play your cards right, you might win a whole boat. Who knows? Good luck. Keep going. Way to go. You know, this is so exciting, Sean. This is so exciting. These kids are excited. They love being interviewed here on television. They love this webcast. We are on the World Wide Web, Sean. And the reason why is because you are Mr. Kingfish himself.
Let's take a look at that updated leaderboard. You're too kind, Phil, because we just had a fish that shook up the standings. See, white hooker there. Phil just stood by. Quick interview. Just another kid. So casual about catching a near 35-pounder. Now up to 5 30-pound fish we've seen so far, and still about 2 hours left. And that's good enough to lead our junior angler division as well. And how about our ladies? Still staying solid. Haven't seen one in the past few minutes, but as we're seeing that crowd start to move that much further down the pier, all kinds of drama, plenty of prizes to hand out. Our last young man saying he wanted to work on his little boat. Well, second prize is a Yamaha 115 HP 4-stroke outboard engine valued at nearly $12,000. And Mr. Hogan finally makes his way to the stage. Brings in a 17.8-pounder. Kingfish,
he doesn't even go to the gym. He just lifts fish. That's all he does. He doesn't go to the gym. He just lifts fish. That's all he does.
Well, I think I found his protein source, Phil.
Came through for Lady Angler today, 17.02. Beautiful fish. Great job.
Looks like this will be good enough to enter our Lady Anglers division at just over 17 pounds. Was mentioning it a moment ago too. Down here in St. Augustine, the boats continuing to come in, take their spot in line, and hope for the best. St. Augustine actually has a proud shrimping history as well. About 100 years ago, they saw a big boom. A lot of people wanting to settle down here, and even 40 or 50 years ago, there'd be more than 300 shrimping boats just around the docks and in the water. There's even a monument by one of the shipyards highlighting St. Augustine's proud history that was created last May, honoring certain innovators like Mike Salvatore Versace, Antonio Pole, men who moved from New York to Florida to set up fish houses and shrimping fleets. They'd sell their catch for $3.85 per 100 pounds. Keep in mind, shrimp wasn't exactly a delicacy in those days. It'd be served in prisons or as bar food to keep customers thirsty and drinking. That's what you'll see. There are even charters in St. Augustine now that'll take you way out and really go for some fishing. But our 3-mile offshore limits really evening the playing field for the small boats and the big boats. Old school where you have to catch your bait today.
17.45, a very fine junior angler fish.
Great sunglasses from our junior angler up on the stage now. It's so cool to see with all the abundance of fish. Obviously, summer kicking off in style. What a great weekend along the First Coast. Bicentennial, all kinds of fishing tournaments, nearly 100 degrees all week and expected to continue.
Another 20-pound fish, the mark of a good fish.
Quick photo for the junior angler with a 20.1 pounder. Great efficiency. I guess you're going to need it with more than 500 teams entering once again. Paul Dozier, tournament organizer. He and his wife Lauren entering all teams, but they expected this amount of volume. They had more than 500 also in each of the last 2 years. A tournament that allows families to fish competitively for a great payout without breaking the bank.
13.84.
I'm here with Paul Dozier. On the dock, we've got whole people bringing fish up. Paul, what's it?
Looks like fishing's been outstanding today. A lot of nice fish, 30-pound class fish. I think we've got
This is the smaller one, guys. They got 2 fish to weigh.
Boats that caught fish will make them eligible for a lucky ticket drawing.
Tell me about the lucky ticket drawing.
If you catch a fish, you're entered in a drawing. You're entered in a drawing for $10,000.
$10,000?
Catching a fish, yes.
Just for catching a fish?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And when do we find that out?
Tomorrow morning at the awards at 11 a.m.
You know, that's an outstanding, not everybody offers that. This is really something special that you've put together.
So the Nimnick family of dealership really stepped up with the fishermen. The $10,000 prize.
Did you get it up?
So.
You did. Okay, Bradley says he did.
Paul's a little taken by the size of this fish that they're trying to hang up here.
Nice fish.
What do you think it is?
34.
Bradley,
it says 34.
He is 34.43.
34.43. He can't see the board, Sean. He called 34 just over out of sight of that board. Unbelievable. Does this man know what he's talking about, or does he know?
I might know a little bit, but I asked Rob, who caught the fish. He's a friend of mine. I asked him how big it was, how big he thought it was, and he said 34. So let's give him the credit, not me.
No, we're giving you all the credit because you're putting this whole thing together. And you're right. This Nimnick group, they've done a great job. They've offered a great prize. It's going to happen. I understand they're going to give me a free Corvette for being an outstanding announcer, Sean. What do you have like 10 Corvettes in your garage, don't you, Sean?
Yeah, maybe Hot Wheels.
I don't believe it.
Oh, man, what a fish right there. I believe that puts him into 3rd place. Well, Phil's getting a Corvette. I'll settle for something modest. Our leaderboard right now, Fountain Vengeance. Paul said his friend told him this is going to be about 34 pounds. Good guess there. We're starting to see the 30s take over the top 10. But like the random $10,000 prize, you do have to be in attendance at the award show to claim that money if your boat number's picked tomorrow at random. But also cash prizes down to 25th place. Our Lady Anglers. The top finisher here gets a $3,000 cash prize presented by the St. Augustine Fish House. And the Junior Angler Division presented by U.S. Assure. Our top junior angler, White Hooker, going to be almost insurmountable even at this point. Bad Company Adventures taking our junior winner on a full-day fishing charter on the 44-foot Bad Company boat. Prizes and trophies going to 2nd through 5th place.
Together. Check out this group. 13.73.
Sean, I got to tell you, we have a whole family here that's fished together. They've caught a fish, and they've done such a great job that they broke the official board. They broke the board, but we still are able to have a secondary fish. It's a whole group. If I can get them over here, I'll do a quick interview with this entire fish family. Tell me a little bit about what it was like to catch this fish, you guys.
Well, she caught it, but I don't know, we had a good time.
Who caught it?
It was her first fish ever, right there, Dana on the end.
Well, let's get Dana on the end over here. We don't need to talk to you. Dana, come on over here. We want to get you. We want to get you here. Dana, what was it like to catch that fish?
It was really awesome for the first time in saltwater.
That was the first time you've ever even been in saltwater.
Yes, sir, it is.
So you just decided today I'm going to go fishing in saltwater, and here you are.
That's right. It just happened to catch the line and reel it in.
And did you make all of these children go with you?
Make them know they wanted to go.
I can't say I would blame them. You're a big, huge fish catcher, right? What was the secret? What was the secret to catching that fish today?
The guys baited it up. That's all I can say.
They baited it up. You brought it in. What did he do? You helped bait? Nice job, huh? How about you? What did you do?
I was just there.
You just there wearing the cowboy hat, right? It's all about the fashion. Good job, you guys. Good luck, all right? Keep it up.
That is a family affair if I've seen one today. Nearly 2 hours into our weigh-in portion here at the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Nearly $200,000 in prizes will be awarded tomorrow at the ceremony. But as we've learned, it's just not about the competition. It's about all the fun it takes when it's fishing in salt water for the first time for some, like our last team we met. Or some of these kids catching some of the first fish or some of the first big fish that they're reeling in their young lives.
Struggled on this one a little bit. We'll have to
It's what
see.
Paul Dozier envisioned, and to see it come to life
Bradley, you might be getting
is something that makes this event special today, but is also creating so much more momentum moving forward. Because there are even prizes for traveling anglers. Now that'll be adjusted come tomorrow, but there are prizes for traveling teams whose captain resides more than 90 miles away from the Volano Beach Pier. That'll be paid on top of additional tournament winnings. So normally there are different rules and regulations. Like we've seen, it's been one fish per boat.
I am betting that is one fish that young man will
Except in those special cases where there are junior or lady anglers.
I want to get something where you can see how many people are waiting in line.
14.85. Son, your dad must be a great captain to get you on that fish. Good job.
Another family team. Great day on the water, but you can see in the distance some dark clouds, a lot of rain, hopefully holding off until we wrap up at 5:30 today. Seen half a dozen 30-pound fish be weighed already.
All right, Bradley got this one off the ground by himself. We'll have to see. Woo!
That's what's been the challenge, as we've heard from Rick Riles, Paul Dozier, that not a whole lot of time for scouting. I know some of the professionals will really take the week leading up to prepare and research as much information as possible, including the temperature breaks, trying to find where bait might be, the changes in temperature, especially with the thunderstorms that roll through here almost daily. It's been interesting to hear, too, a lot of our teams have talked about using the dead bait, the ribbon fish, instead of catching their own pogies as early as 5 in the morning. Every fisherman knows how important bait is and the difference it can be between a great day and maybe reeling in one or two. If you only get a couple of bites. The one day, like Paul mentioned, that's what really evens the playing field and where you want to launch out of.
The CB has weighed a 12.57. I guess we know who the best angler was on that boat, don't we?
Okay. Oh, we got a big fish. Does it need two young men to lift up? I think Junior Dozier's got it here.
Bradley says he got that thing off the ground. If he did, it's a new record for him. It's a gorgeous fish. It's a 35.
Not enough to overtake our leader, Endorphin.
Congratulations, guys.
But into the top 5 easily.
The priorities. They had the right priority today, that's for darn sure.
We will check up on our leaderboard after the break. Still plenty more to come as we approach 4 o'clock here in St. Augustine.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water.
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off and plenty of parking.
Today I took a walk and not a drive, and I saw things from my window that would hide, like a flower that was dancing by my feet, and a starfish that I found down by the beach. So with the sand stuck between my toes and the wind blowing through my hair, my telephone's at home, and for the first time I don't care, 'cause I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy.
Whether you like to ride the wind, find your secret cove, or reel them in. Plot your paradise with GPS Map Series from Garmin.
Hitting 4 o'clock here in St. Augustine. The drama building as we hear some rumbles in the distance. A look at our leaderboard. Almost 2 hours into our weigh-in. Still 90 minutes to go on our broadcast here at the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout, presented by Yellowfin and produced by Gemstone Media. See the 30-pounders taking over the top 10. Our lady anglers still chasing the top at about 24 pounds. And then our juniors, about White Hooker. Top 5 overall, number 1 in the junior leaderboard. Still some great catches as well. Doghouse we saw a few minutes ago before the break. That's what'll be the challenge for our teams. What many were saying in, well, a lot of boats. Hopefully there's enough fish to go around. But that fish, every other fish that has been submitted, entered into the random $10,000 draw that will happen tomorrow.
No panic, that's not the right number. There we go.
Getting a look at
the slapping seas, a 15.43.
the daunting skies out ahead. The sun shining on the pier for now. See the rain moving through downtown Jacksonville. Obviously, we're a little more south. But those rains, a little scary, as any Floridian knows. 15 minutes later, it'll pass. At least that's the hope on a great weekend here. Summer officially in session.
A 23.68. That is a fine one.
Some more junior anglers taking over. They'll enter the top 5 in their division. So I'd love to hear the approach.
Sean?
Oh, we do have Phil again. Let's check in
Hey,
with
Sean,
Phil.
I've been able to make it back up here. I kind of went to the end of the pier. To see what it looked like in terms of how many people we've got on the pier. And as I'm doing it, look what I came up with. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. Sean, can you see it? I'm looking for Mr. Jeff to take a quick shot of this thing right here. I'm over here. There you go. Look at that thing right there, huh?
If you drop him in the water, you were in trouble.
He said I was going to be in trouble if I dropped this thing in the water. Not only are we catching kingfish, we're catching flounder right here on the beach. That's dinner right there. Good job, sir. Way to go. Listen, Sean, let me tell you something. I don't know if Mr. Jeff Imperial can take a look down this pier, but if you walk with me, Jeff, what you'll see is one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. There is fish as far as the eye can see all the way to the end of this Volano Beach Pier. If you think this thing is over with, you're seriously not correct, because there's a lot of fish to be weighed. This tournament is getting more exciting every minute of this afternoon. We got a little bit of gray skies, and it doesn't matter because all these people are already here. They're going to weigh their fish, and somebody is going to walk out of here with the big, big, big money. Count on it, Sean.
More than 2 hours in, not the clouds, not the rain can dampen Philip Green's spirit. Great on-the-job reporting as usual. Now that gives us a good time to give a big thank you, because it is not just a 1 or 2 man operation. It is an entire crew that is putting this on, thanks to Gemstone Media today. Our producer, Tom Spence, director, and TD Jim Harriff. Our streaming engineer, Mark Marshman, and then our cameraman. They have been busy for the last 5-6 hours out on the pier as we see another top 10 fish come into the fold. Although we expect it to be in the top 10 near 30 pounds. You heard Phil mention Jeff Imperial, who's getting his steps in all over, just trying to keep up with Mr. Green. Keith Ainley is also out there on the dock with David Ayer operating one of our drones. And then on camera 4, Graham Marsh. Chris North, Jason Kabrick are our 2 audio guys today. And of course, Phil Green, our man on the scene, tracking down as many people as he can. Some great interviews with Rick Riles, Paul Dozier already. And a big thanks also to Paul and Lauren Dozier for this group's opportunity. Try to, again, elevate this event that really didn't need much help. Let's go back to Phil.
Sean, take a look at this crew right now. There must be 19 family members that all caught that fish, that 26.7 pounder. It just goes to show what an outstanding tournament this old school Kingfish Shootout really is. It's exciting. The family wants to get involved. Anybody could win it. We've got all kinds of family members. We've got mamas, we got daddies, we got kids, we got grandpas, we got grandmamas. We got everything out here. Let me tell you what else we got. Look, we got little kids. It feels like it's a family picnic. All right, the only difference is there's no ham and cheese, there's only kingfish, and the bigger the better.
Yeah, everybody wants to pull up the big smoker, maybe see what they can do with it post weigh-in. What a shot, what a smile. Just infectious here on this sunny Saturday for now. Up on the First Coast. Paul Dozier had this idea to start his own Kingfish tournament back in 2011. But over the first decade was seeing a lot of the same teams and the professionals with the big boats. They were always winning the event. And he got it in his head about 3 years ago to make some tweaks. What could he change that would make more families enter? What would be more appealing for kids to join or women to join and have actual stakes? Because if you're paying...
Sean, I'll tell you one of the things that's appealing is when you can get a dog out here. Dogs are out here. They're out here. They're right in the middle of all of this. Look at this exciting. It's an exciting time out here on the pier. And you know what? As I look down the pier, Sean, you know, I said a little while ago there was a lot of people on the pier. It's even more people on the pier now. And guess what? Every one of them's carrying a big old kingfish.
With a very nice junior angler fish of 23, excuse me.
What a great day for catching some kingfish.
For the free sun shield.
Phil still keeping that energy on the dock. Didn't think it would be possible. We'll see if he can last another hour from now. You take a look at our top corner, our Garmin live feed. All fish must be weighed by 5:30 tonight. We will have an idea of the leaderboard, but some of the other prizes will be handed out tomorrow at the St. Augustine Fish House. Great hosts, great event that continues to draw more eyeballs. Taking that next step.
It's going to settle on 26.09. Very nice fish.
Here another 26-pound fish. Coming in just moments ago. I'd love to hear
Did you tell them I lost comms?
even more about the strategy in catching. Our leaderboard we see Not Without Me. Thought that was enough to get into the top 10, just barely, but our next 30-pound fish will show all top 10 in that area. Our junior anglers, presented by U.S. Assure, all in the 20s. And our lady anglers, presented by the St. Augustine Fish House. They hosted the captain's meeting last night. They will host the awards show tomorrow. It not only takes a big crew like our production crew to put on this event today and map it all out, but also the amount of sponsors and help needed to put on an event that features more than 500 teams. Another group coming up on the dock. I want to tie in with the help of some of our friends. It's back to the original point. You know, a lot of the pros, they'll hunt the key structure spots like wrecks or reef edges. And as we mentioned a couple of times, the schools of bait. Be interested to hear if they're using any top quality GPS, chart plotters, fish finder that are critical in the pursuit, because a lot of kingfish anglers will tell you that those tools are the keys to success. Because there is not some pressure, but you know, if you enter a competition, a lot of people want to do well. That's not the point today, because we're seeing a lot of great smiling families coming up here. Coming on down the dock. That line as long as ever.
The Ruffin has got a nice lady angler fish.
We have a new leader for the Lady Angler division.
That young lady is a dandy. Good job. She wasn't roughing it today.
A reminder, we're giving out close to $200,000 worth of prizes. First place guaranteed a 21-foot yellowfin bay boat with a Yamaha 200 HP four-stroke outboard engine and a Meritrail trailer. And now a 32-pounder enters the mix. Only 80 minutes left, and things are really starting to heat up in St. Augustine.
Great job,
Is there any way
team.
to the drone up in the air over the pier. Get yourself an idea of how many people are watching, waiting, standing to get their photo taken and
I gotta tell you, we have
see
had
the
an
official wait.
unprecedented number of lady anglers with nice fish. What a great thing to see. 13.86 for the flying button. Good job.
Copy that. I might need an umbrella sooner rather than later. Look into the bucket.
Always knew Paul was
That's
popular
a
with
big
the
old
ladies, but I
kingfish
never
right there.
envisioned this many lady anglers in a single day.
And you can hear Rick Riles in the background emceeing the event. That's the best part, is not a stacked field, not top heavy per se. It's a great mix of kids that are entering and lady anglers on top of
with a good one.
the other families and people involved.
Don't turn around and look. Tell me how big you
Those
think
clouds
he
are
is.
moving in on us fast. The sunshine is now gone.
How big you think he is? Oh, you saw
Teams
it.
will still
Okay.
have that
Well,
opportunity
thanks for being honest.
until 5:30 to come in and weigh. There's a whole lot of rain in the background.
The Vamoose.
The rain falling in the background.
You can't have a slow boat
We're
named
trying
the
to get
Vamoose,
Phil
that's for
Green
sure.
back with us.
Not that family. They got an
Really need a nap at some
18.11
point.
pound kingfish. Great job, guys.
Just over 18 pounds.
What, you think I didn't recognize you?
One after the other. Thunderstorms
We can't
were
have a tournament
a little
without the
unnerving
Crabtrees. They had an
leading up to
18.11.
today. All week the forecast was calling for the classic Florida thunderstorm, really starting at noon as we see the flash of lightning briefly. And how that can disrupt and really change things, not only if you're out on the water,
Pack my lunch, and yes, the kids at school
but what
will be
that does to
jealous
the
of that
fish
one.
and dropping the ocean
17.07.
temperature, excuse me. Been sitting at 81, 82 degrees all the way up from Fernandina Beach, all the way down to Daytona. Thankfully, as far as we've heard, there haven't been any troubling waters or bad weather that got in the way of a great day of fishing for all 521 registered teams.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Phil, you're back with us.
Hey, Hey, good. I'm glad I'm finally back. It took me a while because I went all the way out to the edge of the pier. You know what I'm saying?
I heard you were taking a nap, so there's no shame in saying that.
Life was certainly good today, I can tell you that much.
No, I wasn't taking a nap. What I went to do is I wanted to see what it looked like out to the very west, Sean, where we've got some threatening showers. You can start to see it coming in. But you know what? People are still streaming in onto the pier with fish. The thing just continues on and on and on. It's as though the ocean is full of kingfish, and everybody's catching them today. That's the exciting part about it. It's you just can't imagine what it's like out here. The environment's getting excited. People know the thing's coming. You know, the clock's ticking down. There's a great opportunity to be a part of this old school Kingfish Shootout, and people are doing it. They're having a good time. They're standing out here on the pier. They're talking to each other. They're making friends. And you know what? They're saying, my fish is bigger than yours. And guess what? Some of them are absolutely right, Sean.
Oh, we're starting to see 30-pounders take over our leaderboard. You know, that last one about 33 pounds. I want to say we're just getting started, but we only have about an hour and 15 minutes left, and we saw that big spot as it was looking nice about an hour ago, but as we move closer to our dead stop time at 5:30, rain is just going to take over the entire area for basically our entire tournament map.
A 12.72 for the Sea Robin.
Hey, Sean.
This is our leaderboard at the moment.
Sean?
Updated with Life's Good just a moment ago. Moving into 5th place. Let's check back in with Phil.
Hey, Sean, as I make my way to the edge of the pier, I want you to understand something. It may seem a little bit like things are starting to settle down out on the edge of the pier, and as I say that, up come more boats to be able to bring in their big fish as they're going to make their way down. The line is as long as I've seen it all day long. They understand that time is now going to, it might even be against them, but they get their fish, they're in line, and they're going bring something in here, and somebody is going to potentially step up and take over the entire tournament with a big, big, big kingfish.
And that's the goal, especially with the scary weather in front. We mentioned it earlier, but teams could either come in through the dock or even drive in depending on where they fish today. You could bring in your kingfish by truck.
Great junior angler fish.
Weigh-in opened at 2, remains open until 5:30. The crew member must be at the tournament site checked in by 5:30 in order for their fish to be weighed. The hard stop, like we mentioned, before things come to a close on what was, up until a few minutes ago, a picture-perfect Saturday in St. Augustine. Hoping that weather can hold off until we wrap up our show today.
Real estate with a beautiful lady angler fish.
Yeah, we see these 21.56 pounders, the near 40 pounders, which is still our leader like we saw a moment ago. I even talked to a good friend, a great fisherman. He goes to Alaska every year to get salmon, goes off the coast of Mexico for all kinds of fish, including yellowtail, and told me the story of the time a kingfish he had. It was about 35, 40 pounds if it were his guess, many years ago.
15.62-pound kingfish.
Ate an artificial lure and tried to jump onto
Sean,
the boat. Phil, what do you have?
Sean, I was just going to tell you, I got a good buddy of mine that took off today to Alaska to go halibut fishing, and he said as big as those halibut are, they're not near as big as some of these kingfish that are coming in right now. And people are standing on the dock. They've got their fish ready. They're excited because they still have an opportunity. We still have just a touch over an hour. Just a touch over an hour, Sean, and then this thing's going to all be over with. So trust me on this. Whoever has the winning fish, it's either standing on the dock, it's either in the boat, or it's already on the leaderboard.
Oh, we love
Sean,
to hear.
let me ask you this. You've got a calculator there with you, or because of your accounting degree, how many pounds of fish have we recorded today so far, Sean? How many pounds?
Listen, I stopped taking math after high school. When I got to college, they told me I didn't need to take math. I was done. So you're probably more equipped to handle this than I am.
Listen, if I had as much money as you did, I wouldn't worry about math either. You can hire a whole army of accountants as rich as you are, Sean. What I can tell you as a man who knows is that we have well over 100 pounds of fish that have been caught today. Well over that. Just trust me on that estimate, Sean.
That's a ballpark guess?
74, one too many, Junior. No. It's very close to a ballpark. It's very close. It's outside the ballpark.
Quite a big ballpark, huh? Well, we know it's no joke.
Listen, speaking of a big ballpark, Big Paul Dozier's right over there. He's got a smile on his face that's about as big as a boat. He couldn't be happier because what he sees is he sees a ton of people who've entered this old school Kingfish Shootout. They've all put fish into the box. They're bringing them in. They're getting them weighed. They're excited about it. They're telling their friends. They're tweeting everything out. They're on social media. They're showing people the fish they caught. And they're excited about the fact that they're part of literally a legendary event that's happening right here on the Volano Beach Pier. And Sean, you and I are just sideline reporters getting to see the whole thing. Isn't it an exciting time to be us, Sean?
Oh, what a time to be alive it is, Phil. We get to sit back and watch because that's exactly what Paul was saying, too, leading up to this event. And to you earlier, it's not just the one day of fishing. It's an entire year's worth of preparation and trying to find sponsors and teams and outreach, and to see it all come together on this one day. Well, it must be like Christmas for Mr. and Mrs. Dozier, because it has taken a Herculean effort to put together this event yet again. They started all the way back in 2011, but made some tweaks 2 years ago. And the big smile, well, he wants to see a lot of the families come out and compete and not be scared and trying to go up against the big boats and ones that always enter competitions or are always in the water fishing. Because, yeah, he wants them to have fun, but he wants them to cash in too, while also being affordable.
Boy, the kids just keep right on coming.
And Sean, he's getting to see that. One of the things that I think is important, Sean, is that you get to mention all of the fabulous sponsors who've just been here every step of the way. The Jim Lux, the Garmins, the Yellowfins, and of course the local, the Nimniks, who've been kind enough, the Strike Zone people, they're all in here. They've U.S. Assure, Gemstone Media, all of us. We've all been part of this thing. We're so proud to be associated with such a fantastic event. And we look forward to many, many, many more years of the old school Kingfish Shootout.
Yeah, we know this event presented by Yellowfin. They are giving out the grand prize, but Yamaha, Atlantic Coast Marine, Dos Primos, Diamond Fishing Products, Garmin, St. Augustine Fish House, Strike Zone Fishing, Bad Company Adventures, taking our Junior Angler Award winner out on a charter. Dailies, Yeti, I mean, the list goes on and on. Some restaurants even, too. Of course, Gemstone Media producing this entire adventure. Our weigh-in, but not just the weigh-in, using in our drones. Of course, Phil making all kinds of new friends out on the pier, on the dock, at the weigh-in. Some great interviews with tournament organizer Paul Dozier and the fishing legend Rick Riles.
Sean, it's exciting. It's easy to make friends out here because everybody's in a good mood. They're in a good mood because they're doing something that's family friendly. They're in a good mood because they've had a great day. They're in a good mood because they're in a fantastic event. And most importantly, they're in a good mood because they've caught some kingfish.
I was going to say, you always wonder if the smile is going to fade when you've been up since 3, 4, 5 in the morning. But you're right. It has been an incredible day. I know a lot of these families will never forget, but even a lot of these teams. And let's see who will win first.
Hey, Sean, one of the things I want to tell you is I see somebody in line. I see somebody in line here who's been intimately involved with this entire production because she was one of the people who was involved with the Wahoo tournament that the Doziers put on. I'm going to see if I can get her over here for an interview. We're going to see if we can bring Shannon over for an interview. She's in line here. I got Shannon with me. Shannon was one of the folks who was really involved in the Wahoo Shootout, and you're here today. You just can't get away from fishing, can you?
I can't get away from it. You know, I love it.
Tell me how this old school Kingfish Shootout compares to the Wahoo tournament.
Oh, it's totally different. There's no comparison. They're both great in their own way. We get to stay in close on this one. Wahoo Shootout is all day, really early mornings. You know, it's crazy. So we love both tournaments, though.
So unlike being the hostess with the mostess, you today are a fisherwoman.
Today I am a fisherwoman.
And tell me about your fishing today.
Our fishing was great today. It was a little bit slow, but in the last 10 minutes, we got 2 fish. We got one early in the morning.
Wow,
so we're going to weigh one of these in for hopefully the one closest to 19 pounds.
What's your secret today?
I can't tell you my secrets. They won't be secrets anymore.
Okay, so what did you eat for breakfast?
A smoothie.
A smoothie, because the winners, just so you know, up until now, their secret, you want to know their secret?
Yeah, tell me there's
Donuts.
Donuts. I'll have to eat donuts from now on, I guess.
I'm telling you, we've had 85 people today who've caught fish who ate donuts for breakfast.
Well, I had a smoothie. No bananas in it, though.
No bananas. You can never have a banana on a boat. Why do you think you can't have a banana on a boat, Shannon?
Because they're bad luck.
Why are they bad luck?
Because when they brought the bananas over, they had the spiders in them that would bite them and kill them, so they thought that the bananas were bad luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, now you know the secret to the wives' tale, which apparently is not a wives' tale, about why you can't have a banana on a fishing boat. It's because of spiders. Has nothing to do with bananas. It's all about the spiders. Did you know that, Sean?
21.2, a gorgeous mackerel.
Hey, listen, I wish you the best. How big is that fish you got?
Probably about 18, 19 pounds.
About 18 or 19 pounds. We've seen some monsters here today. We've seen a ton of fish that are in that category. Listen, the chances of you getting in there and winning a whole lot of money today, outstanding.
Thank you so much.
We wish you the best of luck. We look forward to seeing you in the Wahoo next year.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Sean, we're back to you. We're counting fish. We got a line of people waiting to weigh their fish. This thing is on. It's on. It's on. It's not stopping anytime soon, because you know what? Somebody in this line is going to win this tournament.
All right, that's a take I can get behind. About an hour left here at weigh-in in the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout. Let's catch our breath as we enter the final hour. The sun setting on the Florida sunset. Oh, we're in for a great finish here in St. Augustine.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water?
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times.
SiriusXM's fish mapping shows critical ocean features on your boat's display, which can lead to fish. The features I utilize most are plankton front strength and contours. These reveal concentrated masses of plankton, a major forage of baitfish. And where baitfish gather, so do game fish. Also, fish mapping sea surface temperature fronts reveal major ocean temperature boundaries often associated with converging currents. Once again, baitfish and game fish often abound within these zones. Learn more about fish mapping at SiriusXM.com/fishmapping.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek, with lodging up to 30% off and plenty of parking.
Buen caballo.
Down to our final hour here at weigh-in at the Volano Beach Pier. You're watching the 2022 Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. See a look at our Garmin live feed.
That's a fish to be proud of.
The minutes ticking away. Must be in line. Must talk to the tournament official by 5:30 in order to have your fish be weighed. Each team had to take a picture with their boat number, fish, and the beach in the background and text it to the official tournament phone number by 4 p.m. All fish had to be caught by 3.
Great shirts and some great
Our teams have been
fish,
out
let me
on the
tell you.
water, some as early as 5 a.m.,
first one,
catching their live bait. We've heard a good number of teams mention they use
Great
pogies
job,
today.
buddy.
Another chunk talking about just buying ribbon fish and using some dead bait. But catching fish has been a little tougher for some more than others.
What, are you his mother?
But haven't seen a
You do
big
know his
discrepancy.
fish is
Even some of
bigger,
our
right? I mean,
bigger
I'm just
fish
saying.
were caught using the ribbon fish.
Hey, son, next time you get in trouble, just look at her and say, yeah, but my fish was bigger. Great job, guys.
Hey, Sean.
Phil, you there?
Hey, Sean. I got Rick Riles here. I want to check in with him. We got about an hour left. Rick, what's the whole thing starting to look like for you? How's this thing shaping up?
This may be the most amazing kingfish tournament I've ever seen, and here's why I say that. I've emceed a lot of these, and generally speaking, 25% of the boats weigh fish, about 1 out of every 4 boats. Well, we had 500 entries. And
521.
521, excuse me. And we've already had pictures turned in of over 221 fish. So it's just incredible. A higher percentage of boats caught fish in this tournament with limited boundaries than I've ever seen with no boundaries.
How do we celebrate a day like this? Because absolutely, like you said, it's unheard of.
Well, it really is. And what it teaches us is that the boats don't matter. It's the bait that matters. It's the fisherman that matters. If you put the right bait in front of the right fish, you're going to be successful. I don't think anybody could have dreamed we still had this many fish in this limited an area. I want to congratulate all 521 boats. They did a fantastic job of putting fish on the deck.
So let me see if I've got this right. Sean, follow me here. Captain Rick Riles says if you put the right bait in front of the right fish at the exact right moment,
That's right. It's going to pay off. You're going to be successful.
Lightning in a bottle.
How about $100,000? Is that enough of a payoff?
That's enough of a payoff, and that's what somebody, Sean, is going to win here in really just a moment's amount of time, because time is clicking right off the track. We've still got tons of people standing in line. The excitement is building, and it's building higher and higher and higher.
All right, is that 39-pound fish going to hold? Is he going to win?
Listen, that 39, you just never know, but right now, that one's in the lead.
Yeah, he's been in the lead for a while. We got a big fish coming.
Hold on, look at this thing.
Go.
Speaking of 39-pounders, here's a sea monster. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this, a new leader.
Oh! As we speak, Sean, a 43.29er.
Fantastic. What a great fish. What a great, great fish. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that one's going to hold. I think 43.29 is going to take it this year.
Listen, as a strike of lightning happens right near us, the thunder, a 43.29er, that fish right there has eaten a ton of the fish that we've seen today so far. It had it for breakfast.
That's a dandy. There's no doubt about it. We know that's a female. The time of year tells us that she is near the beach. That's where they are in the summertime as we approach the full moon. The timing was perfect for her to be there. They were in the right place at the right time.
I'm going to go see if I can get a quick interview with that captain and see what he's got to say about how this thing worked. Sean, hang with me. I'm going to see if I can get over here and talk to this captain and his crew and see if I can learn a little bit about that number one fish. Come on over here and tell me about that number one fish. What was it like?
Well, with the shrimp boat running us down and just me and him on the boat, it was frustrating, but it paid off.
Frustrating, but it paid off. And what do you think the secret was?
Just staying with it.
Staying with it. You use any special bait today?
Mullet, blue fish, and ribbon fish. We changed baits about 10 minutes before that came on.
And when you hit that thing, did it just take off screaming down the beach?
It screamed. We also had another one on, and I had to cut that line and let that one go and go after that one.
How excited are you right now?
Pretty excited.
You got to be tired, but you're excited.
I'm excited.
What are you going to do with $100,000 first prize by Yellowfin?
Enjoy it. I don't know.
I hope you do, and I hope you take me with you. Right now, you're in the lead, sir, but you know what? There's a ton of people waiting, and it could be anybody's game, but right now, you, sir, are the one to beat. How's that feel?
Been here before, and hopefully we can stay here.
You know what I always say and what Sean always says? To be the man, you got to beat the man, and right now, they got to beat you.
Yep, they do.
Good luck. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
What a fish that we just saw put up on the scale. We mentioned earlier from Endorphin, that weigh-in beat all the fish from last year's competition. Well, how about this last fish we saw? It beat all of the 2020 competition as well. So since it's been revamped and the rules changed just a touch, what a fish to reel in. Great to hear from Rick Riles, the master fisherman. Tip of the cap to Phil Green for chasing down our new leaders. And a number of captains
Sean, I
today.
got to tell you, things are getting a little sketchy out here. Things are getting a little sketchy out here on the dock. I'm going to tell you, we have some weather. We've seen a strike of lightning. It's off in the distance to the west, but everybody's going to start scurrying around. Everybody's gotten a little bit of ants in their pants, if you know what I mean. The tournament's not over yet, but we got a leader, and we got a really big leader. But right now we've got some other action that might inhibit as we tick this thing down. We hope we were going to be able to beat all of it, but what it looks like right now is it looks like we're going to have some increment weather out to the west side. It looks like it's moving towards the east, which is where our position is right now. We are under cover, so that's a good thing, but we do have a significant amount of electronics that are out here on the scene, Sean, and we want to make sure that everybody's safe. But most importantly, we want to make sure that everybody who had a fish gets weighed. We got a big one that's coming in right now. It's up there. It's 32.1 pounds. It's not as big as the winner, though. And right now we've got a leader, but that one right there probably get in the top 10. It's an exciting time to be out at the old school Kingfish Shootout. I'm so excited to be on this team with you, Sean. We've had a great day, and I'm hoping that this rain is just going to go around us. But right now it's looking pretty sketchy.
Reporter and meteorologist. They call him a dual threat. Philip Green, thank you, sir. Now let's take a look. That was last year's leaderboard real quick, and you see how it stacks up with what we're seeing as of right now. Obviously, a lot of people, even Rick Riles, saying that endorphin fish was going to be tough to beat, but out of sight, out of mind. Man, 43.29 pounds. Remember, even fifth place is walking home with $7,000 cash. So even if you don't win that $100,000 valued yellowfin boat, check in on the weather one more time. A look at the live Doppler. You see, right, getting around 5 o'clock, but it might get a little nerve-wracking. Because it's not the green you have to worry about, but it's the red and the pink. Like Phil mentioned, hopefully can beat it out with
Sean,
just over
based on
48 minutes.
The rumbling that we've got out here on the pier. Sean, based on the rumbling that we've got out here on the pier, it's a little nerve-wracking right now, but everybody's making provisions and everybody right now is under cover. So most importantly, we want to make sure that everybody's safe, taken care of, and that all of these electronics that your man, meteorologist and sideline reporter Phil Green is holding in his hands do not become lethal.
Well, it's a good thing you got your dock walk in.
9.22.
Great efficiency weighing fish after fish, trying to move everybody along as quickly as possible.
Oh my goodness. Here comes a fine junior angler fish. Yes, sir, I'd say so. Hello.
Look at this.
30.47.
That's a junior right there, Sean.
More than 30 pounds. To be entered in the junior angler division, you got to catch that thing yourself. According to the rules, a junior angler may receive assistance getting around engines, but must fight the fish until it's gaffed. Our junior anglers, all 15 years or younger as of today.
The number of boats that have had more than one fish.
Getting bent now in third.
A lot of boats have brought up 2 or 3 fish, weighed their biggest one.
Had some beautiful sunshine, but you can see the water itself.
It's tough to catch
trying to move
3
a
or
little
4
faster
fish
than
off the beach.
the calmness we saw at the top of our broadcast almost 3 hours ago. Phil mentioned the lightning strikes you can
Sean,
see on camera too, and the rumbling of the dock. Has it improved at all the last couple minutes?
Captain Kenny Crawford and the crawfish.
Sean, we've got some lightning strikes around, and we've got some rumbling around. So far, we do not have any of the wet stuff, but this is right over us. We're seeing it, and it looks like it's starting to come encroach on our territory and our position here. We're going to continue to maintain where we're at this moment, and we're going to start to move equipment and tidy up our area here in the event that we do have inclement weather that comes in tight. We'll let you know as we go, but right now we continue to weigh fish. We continue to be right smack dab in the middle of a freaking unbelievable, best ever, best in class, world class Kingfish tournament. Some lightning right on top of us, Sean, as if you can hear that.
We're getting a look at the live Doppler at the moment. You see the storm that is coming our way.
The crowd seems to be dispersing a bit. Everybody going to make their way to a covered area, make sure everybody's safe. Jeff Imperial's out on the dock right now. He's one of those photographers who just absolutely has got to be in the thick of things. He's right now in the thick of things, and he's getting a shot. He wants you to see what we're seeing here. But right now it looks like we've put things on hold. I'm being told by the official we have put things on hold for the moment due to the inclement weather.
All right, thank you so much, Phil. Get to safety along with everybody else, obviously more important. Yeah, we could hear that.
That was close. That was close. I'm not going to kid you.
All right, we'll head to a quick timeout as everybody gets to safety. Everybody under cover for now. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
And I saw things from my windows that would hide, like a flower that was dancing by my feet, and a starfish that I found down by the beach. So with the sand stuck between my toes and the wind blowing through my hair, my telephone's at home, and for the first time I don't care, 'cause I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy. I'm being easy.
So my 7-iron would be better, you think? I would at least keep it out of the water?
Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off. And you don't have to fight for tea times. Our history is not the same old story, especially midweek with lodging up to 30% off and plenty of parking.
Whether you like to ride the wind, find your secret cove, or reel them in. Plot your paradise with GPS Map Series from Garmin.
A world of ideas comes to life through Gemstone Media. We blend picture and sound, persuasion and emotion, purpose and passion to brand your company and increase sales. We broadcast sports and train military and industrial personnel. Let us demonstrate the power of effective communication. On the air, online, on demand, on time, on budget, on point. Let Gemstone Media get your ideas turned on.
Welcome back to a soaked Volano Beach Pier in St. Augustine. Everybody getting to safety with some close lightning strikes just minutes ago. A look at our leaderboard updates through nearly 3 hours of weighing our fish. Out of sight. Jumping endorphin about 10-15 minutes ago with a massive 43.29 pound fish, and even shotgun in there with just over 30 pounds. Our junior angler leaderboard features White Hooker. A lot of surprise faces when the young man brought that up and weighed it. Still good enough to be in the top 5. And you see, well, it was very quickly. We saw in the distance, thought it might hold off, but it is coming with a fury. The Lady Angler leaderboard, Life is Good, came on late too, and that's actually something we heard from a lot of the teams, that they were catching their fish 10-15 minutes before the 3 o'clock deadline, so I guess patience is a virtue. Weigh-in will continue at a later time, even tomorrow, but you see it is going to pour for a while. The lightning coming in relentlessly as well. Everybody safe for now, and we'll resume at another time. But that'll do it for our broadcast this afternoon. A lot of thank yous to hand out, of course, to Paul and Lauren Dozier for putting on this entire tournament. Gemstone Media producing this entire show. It takes a big old crew to accomplish an event like this. If you are looking for the final numbers, check it out on oldschoolkingfish.com. The leaderboard will be updated by the end of the night. The award ceremony tomorrow at 11 a.m. For Phil Green and our entire crew, this is Sean Salisbury signing off from St. Augustine.